everybody. Welcome back. My name is Cole Workgates. Today I'm joined by two other people, if you can believe it. There's Saetzero and Forte. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I don't like being bossed around, but just for you. Don't tell the blind, but just for you.
Exactly. So yeah, we do have an extra special cast today. We're casting 4 finals of this tournament. 1 for each tier, and we have 3 people in one cast. This is a day of new frontiers for CPL, right? We have 3 people on a cast, and today, we cast some live games. Unheard of. Anyway, I figure let's just get this out of the way. Let's get into this first game. We're starting with the finals of Tier 3.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. I believe it is PvP, as Tier 3, of course, would be.
Of course. Hold on.
It's a bit harsh.
It's true.
Alright, in the
I
top
didn't
right,
shoot that.
in the red Protoss, it's CPL Rabbit Roo. And in the bottom right, in the blue Protoss, it's Nice Pants. And you know what? We've been casting games on Eclipse and Polypoid for 4 weeks. And finally, we're getting games on a new map. And it's butter.
Yeah, I'm just mentally prepared for the puns that butter will enable us to make that I'm not thrilled about. Since it is the finals, a little brief run back. We are doing, it's all best of 3s. It's a double elimination bracket. And Nice Pants is on the winner side. So if they win the first one, they're good to go. Rabbit has to run it back if we want to see a second set.
Right, so there is a potential that we're about to cast 8 best of 3s.
It is very possible.
Just prepare for that.
Yeah, that's why when you were saying earlier, it's like, hey, we can cast some of the games up to it. I'm like, you're overreaching, man. You can do that. I'm good. I'm gonna relax.
They were best of 1s at least. But dude, the very first game that I cast was a TVT. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get stuck in this game for the entire tournament.
Yeah, already a little pretty severe discrepancy. Rabbit Roo's gateway notably later than their opponent, which not exactly what you want to be seeing this early on. And hey, I mean, it happens to everybody. No big deal. It's Tier 3, but still got to the finals. Plenty of warm up. You can't say you weren't ready to play if you had to get all the way through the bracket to get here.
Right. Oh, I think it's going to be 2-gate from Rabbit Roo. So the scourge of the PvP ladder. This is something that every Protoss has to learn how to deal with. Now, something about this map, this map is, I'm not sure how I feel about 2-gate on it. It is a pretty long rush distance, it feels like. It's a 2-player map, so the other player is definitely going to scout it coming. And there's no ramp at the natural, right? Which makes the initial 2-gate attack that much stronger, but if you lose your zealots and you have to defend against goons, it's gonna be harder to do that without a ramp.
I suppose, but the distance, I can't be that long, right? Because you're not really going diagonally through the map. You see, at that scouting path was dead vertical, and
right.
One zealot's not going to block the entrance. You should be able to really get in there. You know exactly where your opponent is. You can math out all the timing, which I think it's going to be pretty reasonable. We do see not the giant commitment from Rabbit Roo, though,
right.
Still going into the assimilator. So it's not like that crazy, let's get zealots and cannons and nexuses and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. This is the 10, 12, 21, sort of you just follow up by going into 1-gate tech, which I think is a great build. It's definitely pretty solid. Now, these first 3 zealots are moving out. What is Nice Pants going to do about it? Looks like we're going to get 2 zealots and then go into goons. That's a fine way to deal with it. Getting our own second gateway. Also
With the gas for Nice Pants, I happen to notice that he started collecting it actually rather late, so that kind of nullifies the tech advantage that he had over Rabbit Roo.
I mean, he's still going to have goons out early enough to help with the defense, so he's still going to be able to get there without too much issue. And because you do this 2 gateway, you're investing so much and everything, we see a 3rd gateway going down. One of the common responses to this is to go DTs or something. You really would catch ahead of your opponent, be able to get a robo and get everything they need.
Alright, the zealots are here. There's actually apparently 2 zealots do block this choke. But Nice Pants, you really want to keep as many units alive as possible as the defender here. Needs to kite a little bit against these zealots. There is no goon range. I think is a reasonable choice anyway. But
did you see that? Nice Pants had a Citadel, canceled it when he lost control of the entrance.
Oh no, cheeky! All right,
trying to get a tight play.
Oh, trying to kite behind these minerals, but Rabbit Root going immediately in for the probes. Oh, nice micro with the probes. Trying to glitch out these zealots, but the goon does go down. In the meantime, the zealot is trying to like blend in with the minerals. Oh no, it's just absolute brutality in this mineral end.
Yeah, but Nice Pants did have a pretty notable worker lead, and it's like these zealots are going to eventually get cleared up. Like Nice Pants took some big damage there, but the work count's even, so it's not even like it did that much to get behind it or anything.
All right, it is cleaned up. So, like you said, it is a 3 gateway follow-up. Nice Pants, you know, we'll have to get something else. You don't want to just be 2 gate versus 3 gate, right? Especially because we have range a good way along for Rabbit Root, but not started yet for Nice Pants.
Yeah, I think there's a little getting confused, getting like anxious because he didn't get his shield battery. He wasn't really spending his minerals, and you see how much gas is banked up at this point. But Nice Pants, with holding off the defense, is going to try to go across the map. But defender's advantage against these 3 gateways, like, you're going to show up. There's not going to be what you're looking for, and this probably like sees that there's no expansion. Like you can't really anticipate being able to do too much. Rabbit actually was showing a little weakness, only moving out with 3 goons. Maybe you think you have more than your opponent.
This game is crazy. I can't believe we're 5.5 minutes plus in and there's not a robo in sight.
The 2 gateway opening can make things a little bit weird. Fighting on this ramp, though, definitely helping out Nice Pants a little bit, but still, it is just raw numbers at this point. Better focus fire from Nice Pants, though. This fight is going a lot more even than it actually should be, so good for Nice Pants to use the terrain, get a advantageous fight, and kind of make up for a little bit of that time he lost early on.
Yeah, oh, and now it's with these reinforcements for Nice Pants. These goons in the middle are in danger. These 2 are going to have to scramble over to get there as fast as possible. No big, like, tech developments. Actually, range just starts. Oh, we're going up to 4 gateways for Nice Pants.
Commitment to 4 gateways from Nice Pants.
I mean, do you need anything else? Gateways get the job done.
Exactly.
But really the problem right now is Rabbit has a giant window where he has range, and we know that Nice Pants doesn't. Or it's if you're your opponent, you're thinking it's either done or it's got to be done soon, right? Like I don't have this monster advantage that he could be really abusing Nice Pants right now. Nice Pants kind of getting away with a little bit of murder here for delaying his tech so much.
Yeah, for sure. But both players, you know, I think a little bit scared after that confrontation in the middle of the map, just going home, trying to build up. Actually, we have a 4th gateway from Rabbit Root, so we're just going to see as many goons as humanly possible.
The big problem, like 4 gate is nice. Like it gets you the extra production, you can get a little advantage with these goons, especially if you're trying to commit to like one big attack that needs to like get the job done and really punch through. But if you're producing goons and zealots out of all 4 gateways constantly, you can't afford a robo. You're never going to get that nexus. You're not going to be able to back up at all.
Yeah, 4 gates is all in. Like it is absolutely all in. Both players going. I think they're just going to go for a ton of units to try to smash each other. Although, you know what? We see Nice Pants returning to the Citadel. I wonder if it's going to be for like 4 gate speed zealot or straight back into those GTs.
Well, it better not be for speed zealots if you have bank at 800 gas. I'll yell at him if that ends up being the choice. Oh, they're going to avoid each other, but I think you want that as Nice Pants. There's so many more goons for Rabbit Root, and now he's kind of cut off. This is a weird situation, but Rabbit Root definitely has a lot more force to the army, going straight forward. What do you do here?
Yeah, I think we're going to see this a lot on Butter. It's so easy for 2 armies to go around each other like this. So we see Nice Pants pulling back, trying to defend rather than go for a base trade here.
I'm kind of worried about this decision from Rabbit Root now. He's closed in on 2 sides now. The reinforcements are going to come out of the right, and his main army is going to come from the left. He's sandwiched in.
But reinforcements, nothing was being produced for Nice Pants. He's actually supply blocked now after losing a pylon, so it's going to be a little bit of a while. Reinforcements are going to show up. Nice Pants trying to fight the best they can. They got a couple zealots, which will help out, but extra goons from the back, I think it's going to make this a little more complicated.
Zealots are, like, if Zealots get on top of goons, they definitely out-damage goons. But with this reinforcement wave from Rabbit Roo, that fight is cleaned up immediately. Now these gateways and pylons are in danger here.
Yeah, and especially if you have enough goons here that you can do, like, focus fire, 2 lobbies will kill off goons. Like, being behind, you'll stay behind if your opponent's taking care of it. You can see that focus fire, Rabbit Roo is not losing any units to fight through, and has managed to take game 1. That was a weird one, but hey, Rabbit Roo closed it out. Good job.
What a push.
I don't know if it's that weird. I feel like there's probably, like, thousands of PvP ladder games that look like that every day. Like...
I rarely see 4-gate to begin with, so seeing it on both sides.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's get into game 2 on that more familiar map, Eclipse.
Yeah. Game audio a little bit up if you could.
Yeah, I turned up during the last game. We'll see if it's good now. I had to turn it down because, like, Veer came to cast with me, and he was super quiet, so I did turn down the rest of the volume of my entire computer. Anyway, here we go. In the top right, here we go. I'm going to do a team color. In the red Protoss in the top right, it's Nice Pants. And in the bottom left, in the blue Protoss, sending out a probe suspiciously early, is CPL Rabbit Roo.
Is this suspicious, or is this actually full-on expected?
I mean, whether or not it's expected, okay, it's definitely, it's cheesy. It's gonna proxy something.
All right, so let's probe our local Protoss player. You're gonna proxy. Where's your go-to spot? Because Eclipse, everyone has their spot. Where do you go? I go for the third.
In base. In base.
Yeah, in base.
In base is good.
Looks like we're going to the third though. I like if I do 1 gateway, it's here. If I do 2 gateways, it's in the or here. You can't see my screen. It's in that like to the left of the big ramp, and then if it's 2 gateways, it's in the like death alley. The third is like it's kind. I think it's too far. I mean, compared to the other ones, but if they don't see it, it's fine.
It's the safe approach. It's going to be super hidden. That's kind of the exchange you get there.
Well, like the main reason I like that is like you have to go out of the way, like really out of the way to scout it. And I think a lot of people do the death alley, so that's the one. If you're gonna just check one, like you might skate your base, you're probably gonna do that. But if you're checking all these things, you're giving up a lot of valuable scouting time to see what your opponent's doing early.
I think the right way to handle it on a 2-player map is to just go to your opponent's base as fast as possible, and if they don't have buildings in their base, then they proxy you. Like rather than try to check all of the locations. Ooh, is Nice Pants gonna get a second gate? Ooh, so
I don't like this. This is
no. This is a real thing. So Nice Pants is going for Zealot, Core Zealot, which is a good defensive build against regular 2-gate. Now it's not enough against proxy 2-gate, but like it is a build. So this is not super weird that we see this pylon here, and I like that we have this pylon by the ramp. It'll make it much easier to build a shield battery, which is going to be part of the defense.
I'll take your word for it, but the lack of that early scout, not getting to the base, not really knowing what's happening here, it feels like everything's gonna be delayed a little bit. So we'll see how good.
Oh yeah. Like the scout probably should have been after the first gateway, I think, rather than this pylon. But like overall, this build is good.
Okay, well, makes sense enough. That core on the way, like you're saying. 2 gateways are done up to 12. Zealots are starting to get produced, and Nice Pants sees what's going on back at home.
Yeah, so right now I think you pretty much stop mining gas, get a second gateway, get a battery, and just hold on. Like, you can even pull probes to fight this, honestly. You just need zealots as soon as possible.
Yeah, I really like the position that he's in, though. I mean, it looks like he's going to have everything up in time.
Yeah, it seems reasonable. It's easy to see that second zealot is going up here. I wasn't paying super close attention to the order of everything from Rabbit Roo, but I feel like the fact that these 2 zealots like were late to the party, I think there might have been a flub in the execution from Rabbit Roo's side of things, making it a little bit easier for Nice Pants to hold.
Yeah, you definitely want to manage that rally point, but also Nice Pants delaying a unit to get on the gateway. Like I think you just want to pump zealots out of here. Like you can't afford to leave your gateways idle. Now for now it's only 3 versus 2 with a shield battery. But it seems like back at home, Rabbit Roo has kind of backed off, going all in on this for now. Going to get tech of their own rather than like go all in and get like cannons to try to bust up the ramp.
So, like, I don't think it's a like real possibility, but out of curiosity, if Nice Pants gas stole Rabbit Roo,
I don't think you want to do that because like you're just gonna bait him into making more gateways, which you don't want to deal with. So we do have Nice Pants once again returning to the Citadel.
See, this is why I was thinking, if you get the gas steal, there's no way there's going to be observers. It'd be completely impossible. Yeah. We do see 6 elts going on in, and one moves away from the ramp. Oh, no.
Yeah, not exactly the perfect arc here, but... Oh, the battery... No, the battery wasn't used. There we go. Helps with that, and Zealot. Nice. So, killed 2 Zealots.
Be careful about that right one.
Yeah. Oh, the battery coming in clutch right now, and the goons are here. It's not... Wow, this battery's actually... helping out so much. Yeah, with these goons here, there's a real chance for Nice Pants to hold this off. Now that Citadel is definitely going to get scouted. This is themselves going there. I mean, you want to kite with these goons, not just camp with the battery.
Well, the problem is the battery is basically out of juice at this point. And the reinforcement goons after this, they're not really kiting that much. Taking some pretty big damage. Can't afford to lose these goons, and we do see they do start going down here, unfortunately. There's so many zealots in his base. How like Nice Pants, like how do you get out of this? At this point, we do see that Temple Archive on the way here.
Yeah.
Like what? Like you should be trying to end this game if you saw that Citadel. You gotta make sure you can end this game before DTs happen.
Yeah. It'll take him so long to kill his Nexus that there'll be some DTs coming out of here eventually.
Reinforcements, goons do manage to go through, so Everett's got a lot of units in the base kind of dealing with it. Everything that's popping out from Nice Pants, not staying alive long enough to really matter. But there's not big focus fire. Like, he's not trying to kill off these pylons as fast as possible or anything. Temple Archives is about to finish, so DTs are on the way. If these gateways stay powered up, Rabbit Roo is about to throw this game. It's got to be close.
These probes desperately trying to micro here. Buy as much time as possible for these DTs to come out. The fact that there's 2 pylons here is actually super clutch. Like, so you can't get Artos' pylon. Even building another one just to make sure. Oh my god, are we actually about to be saved by 2 DTs?
This is a travesty.
I present to you Proxy 2 Gate. Release you into the ladder. Have fun.
Oh, look at this. 1 DT heads right over to the main base of Rabbit Roo. This is peak Protoss, dude. This is peak PvP. Look at this. This is amazing. I love this game.
And we do see Rabbit Roo making a lot of like panic back at home. Robo and Forge both on the way. But if you knew DTs are going to be an option, which I think that's a big part of it, like seeing a Citadel, but not thinking about what that's actually going to mean, unfortunately. I think this fort should have been done ages ago. Like, you should have had cannons ready for this kind of counterattack. And this DT is going to roll up.
Saves the Nexus in the main of Nice Pants. All right. Oh, these cannons!
Getting out of hand.
Oh, the cannons
there are
get
2 of them.
The cannons get denied. Oh my god! No, kill the probes. Who cares about the forge? Oh no! Sending 2 more DTs, not even defending his own main. Oh my god. No, just block the ramp.
I feel like there's some questionable decision making happening, but I'll take the side that has the invisible dudes.
There's also a probe from Nice Pants just killing the probes of Rabbit Roo. So we have 2 goons in here in the main of Nice Pants. There is 1 more DT. I'm not sure it's going to get up before this pylon does.
Zertor's about to finish, like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, this Robo will die before an observer gets out, so I think actually this could be checkmate. It's just, we just need to not lose all of our buildings. There's 1 probe. Oh no, there's 0 probes for Nice Pants. But there's 4 DTs on the map.
I've never seen a 180 like this in a game.
Yeah. Oh! Nice. So that's
Absolute insanity.
That's a sick game. That's going to take us to game 3. This is a good start. If all the finals are like this, I'm going to be hyped.
I listen, we are having a good time. We are casting these people. They got to the finals, so, congrats to them on getting there. Nice Pants should not have won that game. That is fraudulent. Fraudulent.
Them's his fighting words.
That was very close, though. We'll see what happens on the third one. No more two-player maps, at least.
All right, here in the bottom right, the red Protoss, it's CPL Rabbit Roo. In the top left, pulling out the clutch DTs, it's the blue Protoss Nice Pants.
Now, Nice Pants has gone DTs, or at least attempted to go DTs, I feel, in both games. Is that just the type? Is that what Nice Pants does? Betrays the name to go for the invisible dudes with not Nice Pants.
At this point, we've seen 3 Citadels in 2 games, so I think Nice Pants really wants to make DTs.
Yeah,
Don't fix what ain't broken.
Exactly.
While the game's warming up, see a question in the chat about what is a tier. Well, this is for Coach-Pupil League. If you are unaware what that is, it's a great place to learn StarCraft, get free coaching, and just play with people at your own skill level. There's a league component, but it's just a great kind of community to be a part of and enjoy everything. The tiers are kind of the relative skill of all the players, so they're all broken up into kind of sections that are all relatively close, and to get the hype for the season warmed up, get everyone kind of playing and focusing on the game. We just run a tournament to see who, at the preseason part of it, is doing the best at their relative skill level.
Exactly. Tiers are sort of like the internal CPL ranks, or like you get on the ladder.
A little more freeform than just being D or E, but yes, exactly the same idea. No shenanigans from either side so far. We'll see if either player wants to go with the 2-gate. Now we're on a 4-player map, though, and you don't know exactly where your opponent is. It does, change things up a bit. I would like to see something a little more standard. Rabbit Roo, though, likes these gateways as much as Nice Pants likes Citadels.
Right, and Nice Pants, again, going for the Gate Core Zealot, or the Zealot Core Zealot build, which it's designed to beat 2-gate. So the fact that it's 2-gate and it's cross map is going to be really good for Nice Pants, and I'm sure we're going to see DTs fall from that with the tech advantage.
Well, this isn't. Look at this.
Gateway.
Yeah, this is not Zealot Core Zealot.
Oh, never mind. Okay. I just saw that building and I assumed it was a core. All right. So it is 2-gate versus 2-gate. Yeah.
Yeah, this is big freestyle 2-gate. Just, get yourself in a vibe. Do whatever you want to do. It's Pros versus Protoss. These guys don't care.
I almost wish he went Zealot Core Zealot, because with the delay in his building, his gateway is so much further behind compared to Rabbit Roo's. They're their second gateways.
But
everything does come at a cost. There is a slight probe lead for Nice Pants. So, I think things will work out reasonably okay. Rabbit Roo's going to have a hard time putting pressure on across the map up the ramp.
Right. And, in a situation where it's 2-gate versus 2-gate, you kind of, you're fine delaying your Zealots anyway, because the defender's going to have a big advantage, so you don't really want to attack. Oh, we're up to 3 gateways, though. Well, this probe... Oh, yes, this probe is going to walk right in here and see that. So
3 gateways before core. I guess it's big Zealot energy, but what?
Oh, yeah. So Nice Pants getting 3 gates, too. It's going to be... I think we're going to see very similar to Game 1 here. Just pure gateway, man, from both players.
Yeah, but there's a very important component that one player has half the units they can build because they still haven't made a core. They still haven't even begun to mine gas.
Well,
I don't know what this is from Nice Pants, and I'm very concerned.
Hey, man.
To make matters worse, Rabbit Roo's researching range, too.
Yeah. But no gate, but no goons. So, you know what? Zealots are better than no units.
Oh, Nice Pants is kind of freestyle a little bit, going for a 4. Does he think he's going to set up for an early expansion? Because you can see he actually put a lull in the Zealot production as well, and as I said, that fires a bunch more. I have no idea what's happening.
Dude, the caster curse is real, and I can confirm that it's real even in live games. It still happens. But yeah, it does look like Nice Pants is setting it to do something to expand here to their natural.
Yeah, this is one thing I am a little bit concerned with, because one of the things you can be doing if as Rabbit Root right now, because like you're working on a robo, but if you knew if your opponent was expanding or what they're kind of building, getting some kind of idea, this early in the game, not having a probe or a dragoon or something by their expansion so you can check what units are on the ramp, if the nexus has been started, it feels like you're playing very in the dark in a matchup that you don't want to just blindly guess and hope you're right.
Right, yeah. Information is a huge part of PvP.
We could broaden that scope. Information's a huge part of the entire game.
No. Most of the time you just play blind. But Protoss. Protoss is the one that cares about scouting.
I'm just saying, you know, big brainy Protoss, we have all this IQ and smarts to make the right decision with all the info if we just had it. Sure, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in a first 2-gate scenario, I'm pretty confident what you're supposed to do is stay on one base and tech. Like, if one player... I mean, we're not really seeing an expansion yet, but if one of the 2-gaters tries to expand, the other one can just add gateways and kill them.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you scouted right now and saw only zealots, like a crapload of zealots, and a cannon being made, maybe you skip that observer.
No. I would assume that this was DT. Like, if I just saw this front here, like...
Well, with that many zealots?
I'd be like, where is...
You need to stop making zealots to make DT.
I'd be like, where is the gas going? But it turns out there is no gas.
The gas is going into slightly more minerals for more freaking zealots. This is insane. There's 11 zealots at the front of this base. Rabbit Root is going to move out, has a decent amount of goons that are going to move out, and they do have range. Now, if you had the micro, this would be a travesty. But Nice Pants has kind of lucked out situations they had no right winning before. We'll see what happens again. And Tier 3, you know, actually keeping up with the micro, kiting these things properly is difficult to do.
I love this double scout from Nice Pants. 2 probes going to both corners.
Yeah, I think it's just trying to get around the army of Rabbit Root, I guess, or maybe they are just looking for hidden bases.
Yeah, well, we see. Gonna start firing off. A couple zealots do go down. There's plenty of reinforcements, so Rabbit Root's got a decent little force, but I don't think you actually want to try and fight this. He's gonna go on the cannon and start fighting it off. But Nice Pants has so much army chilling here. It's just a very weird mix of things with zealots are still going through, and here's that micro problem I was talking about. We'll see if Rabbit Root can execute it. It's a lot of DPS. You gotta be very careful here, but Rabbit Root seems like they're doing a good job so far.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some decent kiting, but these zealots are just chewing everything up here that they can get their hands on. It's looking pretty good for that space.
I don't see a way to fight this. I'd really like to see Rabbit Root back off, try to conserve his forces and reinforce back at his ramp.
Well, the problem we just saw right there is Rabbit Root went back to macro and stopped, like, didn't rally the stuff back, lost control of the micro. Look how fast everything died. When that fight started, he was even supplied. Nice Pants with a monster lead.
Nice Pants with the Citadel. Dude, you've heard when behind Dark Shrine, Nice Pants is, you know, just when you hit 8 minutes, build your Citadel. Like, no matter what, dude.
Well, even at this point, he has so many zealots. We can actually just get legs, too.
Yeah. Well, he's coming to knock down the front door of Rabbit Root, and there's not a whole lot here. The reinforcements are not quite here yet. I think Nice Pants can force their way up this ramp.
Yeah, always a dangerous proposition, but that's usually when you just have a lot of dragoons. We have this many zealots, they can be your battering ram. There's no way Rabbit Root can defend this, and you can see they're trying real hard here, making a gateway. They have this robo. If there was reavers, you could defend this, but I think just trying to catch up on gateway units is going to be very, very difficult.
I'd love to take a second just to thank these players for producing such an entertaining series.
Oh yeah, dude, this is why I love PvP.
I know.
It's the Wild West, dude.
Yeah, build orders? Where we're going, we don't need build orders.
Exactly. So we do have a Nexus back at home coming up for Nice Pants and the speed upgrade. Not DT's just yet. And that speed's going to be pretty good. if there is a confrontation here in this natural. Oh, we're even getting a pylon? I think we're going to get, like, batteries? Maybe even cannons in the natural of Rabbit Root here. Oh, there... Oh, but we do have DTs coming for Rabbit Root. There's no observers for Nice Pants. Only cannons.
Well, if this is for cannons, then you can't get them out unless you build a shuttle. So
Yeah.
let's see what ends up happening here. Now, the big problem is Rabbit Root's starting to accumulate decent force, but I'm sure you know... Go on, walk those goons down that ramp without them going all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
I dare you to try it.
Literally not humanly possible. It is cannons. Oh, my God. The standard 10-minute cannon rush. Like the observers.
So
like,
then,
nope.
if you'll forgive me for not being a Protoss player, what does one do in this situation when cannons are being formed outside of your nap? How do you break out?
I've said Reavers over and over.
Yeah.
Reavers are still the answer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's...
Is that the only answer?
You can also just drop, like, you can be like, alright, spend all this money on these cannons and I'll drop you. Which is also a possibility with the Robo. But we see Rabbit moving out at, I think, exactly the wrong time, right as his cannons finish. Trying to make a difference here, and speed is done on these Zealots. These guys are going to shoot up.
Yeah, even this extra DPS here, it's not going to matter. So many units here. Nice Pants has no worries with all these Zealots going to be able to control the ramp, and Rabbit Root just losing units so quickly here. All this extra DPS, even for Nice Pants, doesn't feel like they can get up there and end the game like this. It's such a strong contain. They've already taken their expansion. They can start really climbing this economy. It's their game to lose at this point, and unfortunately,
he's got to hold this ramp. If he doesn't, he's probably going to lose this game.
No, there's no hold this ramp. The ramp has already not been held. The guys are in the base.
I am optimistic, but
your optimistic is very, very appreciated, but unfortunately not enough. Nice Pants is going to be able to get the game, and they were playing top versus bottom. That is default ally chat. We always give people the benefit of the doubt that they don't just explode.
Exactly. And Nice Pants was on the winner bracket side, right? So that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Nice Pants is the Tier 3 champion.
Yeah, and I think, like, especially like game 3, like, talking about, like, oh, what could you do here? Really, the situation is don't be in that spot in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, like, you see a lot of contains in this matchup like that, but, like, you don't, at that point, you don't really need cannons. Cannons didn't really make a difference there.
Yeah, it's just sometimes, like, a big part is just if you, like, he was trying to macro but couldn't kite with the goons, lost a bunch of the Zealots, didn't scout what was happening to make, like, the correct kind of build adjustment. Just building something normal. Nice Pants going a little bit crazy, but the crazy worked out just well enough.
All right. Well, we're getting into Tier 2. Who are the players in this tier?
You know what? That is a fantastic question. We got Romulus on the winner side of the bracket and Fridge Raider on the loser side. Barely beating out Nightcat, one of our casting brethren.
Well, Romulus. I think this is Romulus' first season in CPL, and they are on my team. So you know who I'm rooting for.
Yeah, that is completely fair. Are they a Protoss player?
Zerg, I believe.
Oh, then no. Forget it. Forget it.
As someone who hasn't seen either of these two players play yet, I am very excited to see what both of them bring.
Yeah, just looking a little bit through the bracket, some of the names that were there and got eliminated. So these guys should be bringing up some decent games. I'm glad I didn't try to play in Tier 2 and embarrass myself.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, these are some pretty colors. Here we go. In the top right in the magenta Protoss Fridge Raider. And the bottom left in the teal Zerg is Romulus.
Yep. So how did they decide the first map, if anyone knows? Because it was Butter on the one side, and this one has Eclipse instead?
I saw the Tier 0 people not sure what to do with it either. It was like supposed to be off of like what like each round of the tournament had a different map, and then they weren't sure what to do at this round. So I think they probably just agreed on a map, and they just go through all three of them.
Yeah, I mean, rules are just suggestions. Make up your own
Right.
rules.
Yeah, like, who's gonna stop us, right? So it looks like Refrigerator is going for that Forge Expand. Very classic PvZ opening.
Yeah, I mean, makes a lot of sense. Especially, like, when you get to the tier 1, the tier 0, where, doing everything at once is a little more comfortable. The gateway expand gets a lot of value, but if you're not as comfortable doing that kind of stuff, you think you're worried about losing zealots and things, just go for the Forge Expander. Nothing wrong with it, especially on a 2-player map where you're definitely going to get the scouting info you need.
Exactly. I think Forge Expand does really benefit from 2-player scouting.
You guys,
Yeah.
like, teal is like a 7 out of 10 Zerg color. Prove me wrong.
It looks pretty good on Carbot. Prove me wrong. No, you can't, because no one else plays on Carbot. That teal's fine. There's nothing wrong with the teal. Brown is like the bad Zerg color. Don't pick brown. Don't be the navy jerk that makes the scoreboard impossible to read.
What? I love brown. It looks so natural.
Dude, if we're gonna talk about colors, I was casting a Neblim's game earlier. It was him versus Exit and TVT. They were gray and white, and they didn't host on top versus bottom. So
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
It was a nightmare. So as long as colors are different, I'm happy.
I love that Neblime is a caster. We'll mention the top versus bottom thing when the colors are boxes, but by purposely picks random for colors and doesn't top versus bottom.
Yeah, but like he also played like 3 or 4 30-minute games in a row, so like I can't really blame him for making a mistake.
Oh, don't lose that scouting probe. Oh, man.
Yeah, both players looting their scouting workers for the Protoss, it can be pretty painful. Maybe a Romulus will bust out that 973.
I feel like I don't think it was at tier 2, but a lot of the games I've cast recently have had a lot more of that delay your gas, delay your lair, get those 5 hatcheries up super fast kind of stuff.
By the way, I hate that style. I hate dealing with that so much. So Zerg players definitely don't do that.
Oh yeah, no, it's the worst to deal with, but I don't mind watching it because it's not happening to me.
The pros to it is you get a lot of larva and a lot of power real quick. The con is that you don't really have good scouting intel.
Yeah, you also just get so many drones, the economy can get out of control so fast. It's just brutal. I don't want to be doing any of that kind of stuff. Now, the second probe did get into the base, is trying to scout around a little bit, so hopefully stay alive long enough to get that big info you're looking for, which I guess at this point you're trying to find if it's a hydrogen or a lair. That's the big news that you need to find out soon. As Refrigerators building up their own thing, and the Nexus has finished at the natural.
Right, you're gonna try to see where all this gas goes, but that probe gets stuck on the spawning pool and gets wiped out by these Zerglings, and then we're all gonna find out together what's going on.
It's a lair.
All right.
Now, you want to talk about, I don't want to play against it, but I keep wanting it to happen. I actually want Zergs to go Mutas. Just enough. Just a little bit where you think they're actually going to do it. You know?
Yeah, that
I feel it's still rare.
That lately it's been popular to go for 4 to 5 mutas to kind of fake out Protoss into overreacting. We could see that. My guess is that this is going to be 3 hatch Spire into 5 hatch Hydra.
Yeah, it'd probably end up being that. I thought the biggest part for getting the 5 mutas early on like that is that it stops any kind of zealot pressure. It does enough damage where zealots aren't going to walk across the map and just start harassing drones and messing up your game plan. Minimal investment to force the Protoss to respond.
Not only that, but it only takes 5 to one-shot a probe if you want to go probe picking and harassing on mineral lines.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good for that.
Well, Lair has finished up. We can see the gas, unfortunately, is enough to get a Spire going, and there's Link Speed about to finish as well. This first Stargate will finish up soon, but another probe did manage to get in, get some scouting info, so knows at least what's coming up here. We'll see what the plan is going to be. If you want to really invest in these Corsairs, maybe get that +1, or just not even worry about it.
Yeah, I think when you see a Spire, you have to get some Corsairs just so you don't die to mutas like right away. Oh, we do see a second gas here. I think this is about like this is I think you might want to a bit earlier for mutas, but it could still be an indication that we're not just going to see Scourge to be safe here. What? Is the link just spared this probe? Did you see that? It's like all right, you're cool now. Oh, okay, it's probably not going to be mutas because we do see this follow-up Hydra Den here.
Well, it could still be mutas. It's not a huge commitment to make a Hydra Den, especially if you want to fake your opponent out.
Yeah, the big thing is that we're not seeing those extra hatcheries start just yet, so we'll see how much commitment there is to being any kind of aggressive. Ridgewood does have 2 cannons and starting to build up the Zealots, but like the build is not looking bad at all. Temple Archive on the way. If there's gonna be pressure, I guess you could start doing it, but I think it is just very normal for both sides, and that's good, right? For PvZ, that's good that you want the game to start normal, see what happens once there's more to manage and more mistakes to make potentially, but it feels... I want some spice. The last series was so interesting, I want something a little more spicy than this.
Alright, well hold on, it's only game 1. I'm sure by game 3 we'll be doing proxy 9-9 gate against 6 bull. You gotta get people, let people show off their standard game chops.
So, there's 2 things I'd like to point out. The first, let's just get this out of the way real quick. Refrigerator has a probe stuck in Romulus's base up in the top corner, right in the middle. I love that. That's going to come in great handy. And 2, I just wanted to point out the differences between Tier 2 and 3, where we're noticing now with just the first game of Tier 2, how well organized and structured the build orders are in comparison to Tier 3. And that's kind of something that we can look forward to when it comes to coaching and getting Tier 3 players to improve just in general.
Yeah, but there are still mistakes being made, and especially at this level, those mistakes can be much more critical. Notably, this Zealot legs is very late.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. I saw a few timing things with this build from Refrigerator. The way it works for me is you build a Stargate, and then you get the ground +1, and then you get the Citadel, and then you get the speed. You just whenever you have the gas.
Ooh, one of the Corsairs goes down to Scourge, unfortunately.
But there's not that many Scourge. I think this is something that Romulus could
this is another
improve.
One Scourge.
Is to get if you make the Spire, just get 6 Scourge.
Well, there was 6, and they have all been used.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, there you go. I guess it was done. It did not need to be improved.
Yeah, and that sucks, losing those Corsairs like that. Getting a little bit of harassment value. Still has a couple back at home, but Refrigerator is trying to move out now. Going to line up pretty nicely with speed, about to kick in here. And this third base, there's a decent amount of lanes. Actually, the Sunkets are pretty far away, so it's going to be pretty hard to get any reasonable harassment. Hydra's from behind as well. Refrigerator has to be very careful to not overextend.
Ooh, I love how he turns and goes on the Hydras.
Yes, that's a smart choice. Don't commit too hard on those Sunks. Try to fight these units that are out in the open. There could maybe have been a little bit more damage done with these Zealots, but the fact that Refrigerator said, you know what, I don't want to lose my units, I think that's a really smart move, because this way you have them alive.
Had he stayed, he would have got sandwiched. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do see a lot of Hydras just got made. There's 14 in the clip, so now Fridge has made their instant army, and Lurker is going to be on the way now. We still haven't seen more Corsairs being made. I don't see what happened to the 2 that were still alive. I guess now they're finally going to start floating around. And with another move out, there's a Templar and Storm on the way, but you gotta be very careful to protect these Templars. Don't get too far away from them.
Yeah, it's only 1 Templar. I see these 3 Dark Templar in the...
4.
Well, there's your Templar,
right.
Just a different kind of Templar.
This is the long arm of Nice Pants reaching into this game from a tier below. Donating this Dark Templar.
Look at this though. If he gets to that third base, there's defense, sort of, but there's no Overlord. If that
one just spawned, by the way,
it's stayed.
Oh, and meanwhile, there's a fight at the front. There's only 1 High Templar. I think you want 1 DT and 3 High Templar, not the other way around here.
Oh, he has to turn around with the Dark Templars that he sent out. I was so curious about where they were going.
Yeah, they're going to be very useful for defense here. You already see though, so much damage being done. Up at the walls,
Nice
they
storm.
go down. Another good storm, really applying
Great
some
storm.
big damage here, but DTs will show up, going to force us away. And overall, like, you lose some of the zealots, you lose some buildings, but it's really not the end of the world here. Protection does show up. We'll see if Refrigerator wants to keep trying to lean in here, even though the forces are starting to get a little bit.
These Crusaders trying to get something done in all of the mayhem. They are going to find this one Overlord. There's still one left. So the DTs don't have completely free reign here. I do like that we have these High Templar safely tucked in here. We're up to that very critical 4 number. Just to buy a bit more time to get some more mana. Oh
Well,
god, but we're going fuller contained. Oh no.
Yeah, do you see what building's not even started yet?
Yeah, that Robo has kind of been left behind in all of the chaos. I have lost so many games like this. I hate it so much.
It's a pretty rough one. There's some basic timers you could think about, but I feel like if you're comfortable to move out with a bunch of DTs, you'd be like, if I could have invisible things, they could have invisible things.
Right.
I should think about that.
Oh, that Robo is started. It's in the natural, which means those observers will get there just a few seconds earlier, which could be a tipping point in the game in a few seconds here. Oh my god, Berserk is not going to give him that much time to wait.
Oh shit.
Oh, these
It's gonna be-
Templars are really far forward.
Oh, we need storms! We need storms! The Zealot is blocking all these Templar in! Oh my god, what a traitor. Huge storms, though.
Yeah, but is it enough? There's so many Hydras still available here. Plenty of cans from behind.
That's
I
the
think
money
Ramos has
storm.
to be very careful not to overcommit here. Lurkers being more of just set up that contain.
Storm
And
egg!
then
Oh, 3 Lurker rings.
Storm.
this is just brutal, but that does wipe out basically all the pros ground force at this point. So I think the contain at least is still pretty much alive. Observatory about halfway done here. And what did Romulus do behind this? They didn't take a 4th base. They're not like adding out a bunch of drones behind it. They're going to keep trying to attack. So we'll see if they can actually break through, because at some point they're going to actually have to do it. Otherwise, they're taking this advantage, just throwing it away.
I think it's pretty cool that Romulus is starting to add Zerglings into his army base. Now that the front is just really cannons that are exposed, I think that's a good idea.
Look at the 9. Look at the 9. The Corsairs will die for the cause. Save these DTs. Brutal.
Oh my god, the Crusaders go down. The Overlord to try to spawn, but in the meantime, these 2 DTs are going to have a field day in the space.
Meanwhile, more pressure going to be applied up that natural. Some lanes going forward, but there's just not that much stuff you're really worried about. Lurkers are getting morphed, and I think those DTs got cleaned up. Didn't do as much damage as you're hoping for. Still did a pretty decent amount, but here comes that attack of the natural again. No storms available, I don't think, and it can't be enough. Ooh, there was still one. Great. It's so good. It's going to be able to buy you more time.
Not a bad defense. This is holdable.
Yeah, I think Romulus didn't have to commit to doing this bust. The thing with Lurker Contain is you could just sit back and go up to 4 bases, just drone up. Like you don't have to kill a 2-base Protoss. You can let them sit there.
Yeah, a lot of cans being added on, really staying committed to staying alive here, but plenty of games are made. Goon range is about to finish. That'll help out a lot playing these Lurkers trying to break out. More decent storms as there's just these Hydras are going a little too far forward. I don't know if it's like a rally at this point or just overcommitment when there's so many cans available. This is where you should be taking that next base, droning up, backing off, and there's a drone up at that other base over on that left side, but hasn't been started just yet. And of course, when I say that, I see it start moving.
Yep.
Of course.
Cast your curse, baby.
I'm very concerned about this contain from Romulus that's been weakened greatly and not reinforced. I feel like any moment Fridge Raider could break out, and it looks like he's about to do that.
Yeah, but that's okay. Like, I think at some point, if it sets up your next base, you're not super worried about continuing this. There's been so much emphasis trying to attack this natural and kind of overcommitting in some spots. I think if you wanted to back off a little bit, just this is your chance to sneak out drones earlier and then go back into the army, because you see Fridger's army, it's goons, but not that many zealots. Decent storms going through. And
The
it's gonna be able to
storm.
break up.
Yeah, these storms have been pretty good all game from Refrigerator here. Okay, so Refrigerator has broken the contain, but he'll need to get a 3rd up and probably a 4th pretty soon as well in order to not starve out here. You can see that the main is getting pretty close to mined out, and the natural only has like 1/3 left.
Well, you know, it's the silver linings to anything. If there was more probes, then this would have been maybe more of a problem. But he's got a little bit more time with only having 40 at this point. So,
like, I think like 42 is the number that you want to sit at on 2 bases as Protoss. Like, especially when you're being contained, it's better to just get the units, and then you start restart production as you get ready for your 3rd base. But it seems like Freight Raider's not going to have any patience for that. He's going to try to get some damage done to avenge all these attacks on his natural.
yeah, I mean, it seems like this attack could punch through because there's no like lanes really seeing what's going on. There's going to be one LC's army movement, but it's going to be basically already across the map entirely. Lots of lurkers are here though, not burrowed, not really in that good position. We'll see Ramos does react, does burrow them pretty quick, and we'll see. This Fridge get a good fight. Zealots are going to move in. Plenty of detection as well. Spreading out pretty good to fight some of these storms. Ramos is doing everything they can here, but is this Pro's army just strong enough to punch through anyway?
This will be tough. You got to look at Zerg's army and the upgrades. They have +2 on missiles. That's going to make them a lot more effective at punching through that Protoss army.
Zealots need to fight. The Zealots are hanging back, trying to avoid the lurkers, but the Hydras are all up on the goons right now. I think this attack is going to get repelled, but most of the High Templar have survived. I think if Refrigerator goes back home and gets 2 bases, they'll be fine. But choosing to fight these lurkers.
I agree with this idea. I like this. He's continuing the pressure. He's getting a lot of units for free. Like, those lurkers didn't really do much, so snagging them for extra kills is just fantastic here.
Yeah, but without taking the 3rd base, when Romulus is up to 47 drones and really starting to power up here, Queen's Nest has been finished. Like, Hive can be on the way. Like, Refrigerator, if you want to stay focused on where you are now, I think that's okay. But at some point, you got to recognize when you're going to have to take that next step where 2 bases just not going to get the job done.
Well, we do have some probes moving out. Looks like, actually, we have quite a few probes moving out. We might be doing long-distance mining here from this 3rd base.
I mean, sure, the main has run out. You might as well start doing it, right? But it's still just it's just a big window, though. All these drones from Romulus are going to be able to start powering up. See, even 2 hatcheries being added on and starting to float a little bit of this money. I still haven't seen that Hive just now. God damn it! How does this happen?
We do have 3 speed zealots at the undefended 4th base for Zerg. There's going to be units moving in really quickly, but not before a few drones are killed and the rest are forced to leave. So nice little pick off here for Refrigerator.
Oh, that's great. He traded just 1 zealot for 2 drones.
Yeah.
I think. At least 2 drones. Still super worth it.
I mean, just to get the Zerg army to come back and defend is worth it. Even if it was bad, just to know you got a little bit of safety. Especially while his Nexus is still finishing up and all these long-distance mining probes.
Yeah. Can I say how much I appreciate that both players have units at each of the untaken bases? Like, they're both trying to stay on top of that information war, make sure that their opponent isn't trying to sneak a little base in the corner off. We'll see.
I hadn't noticed until you said something, but now that you did and I see it, yeah, definitely give a round of applause to both of these players for their intuition on checking.
It's just a good habit to make sure you're doing regardless. So, yeah, I'm never upset to see more scouting going on in these kind of situations. But, yeah, like, if you paid attention to the supply a little bit ago, Romulus was down like 40, and now they're tied. Those drones really starting to kick in. The Hive finish now at this point. If they want to start getting ready for that next attack, the Filers could be the choice. Cracklings will be fine as well. And like Refrigerator, this is where that game gets really difficult to play. When Zerg starts getting really developed and having all this economy, they just throw waves at you. Up to 54 drones. Oh, God, this is going to be obnoxious.
Oh, yeah, here comes the Cracklings. I'm sure that the Defilers are not far behind. That's a kind of a nightmare scenario for Protoss. Looks like he is gearing up to take his 4th. That's what you need to stay in this game. I mean, 4 bases versus 4 bases is completely fine for Protoss.
Crackling upgrade on the way. About 35% complete.
Yeah,
I'm just concerned. I'm concerned, though, going for the 4th base up here. Because, like, sure, you're close to the Zerg force. If you want to slay an attack, it seems good, but that's a lot of open space. You're far away from your natural. And look, like, Romulus is just going to get the move across the map, set up and contain by the production. It's going to be pretty hard to fight this if you're not being very careful with your army movement as Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, but like your only alternative fourth base is the bottom right, and that's so far away from where your army's going to be. Like, hey, you would need to.
Yeah, but it has a ramp. That's easier to defend. One entrance. You could just throw some cannons in like a Reaver or some Templar. Like you can at least make that a much more reasonable defense. I think.
You better get that completely locked down because you will not be able to save that with your army. I mean, I agree. Like I prefer to get the bottom right, but it's harder to do. I think.
Get a fight breaking up at the top here. Lots of things moving forward. It's good. Storms doing tons of damage.
I love the storms.
Oh my
the
god.
natural, though, another attack going through. All those cannons from before, though, doing a great job trying to defend, slow us down. Romulus tried to do half an army at 2 locations and gets shut down at both. Throws away a giant chunk of their supply.
Fantastic defense, Mr. Raider. Absolutely wonderful.
Well, I mean, like the natural attack was literally there's a lot of cannons here already, and Romulus thought he'd take it.
He's rebuilding another cannon. The natural. It's not what
this is why I was so worried about those defilers, though. Like that could help out when you're trying to go through and fight those kind of cannon bases like this. Now we're getting an attack over at that third. A lot of Hydras here, decent amount of lurkers as well. But here come Templar, tons of Templar. It starts to be big, and a giant amount of drones just rolling through. If you just get the storms on a drone, you did your job. And so many lurkers being morphed. Jesus.
Good. Second layer coming for Zerg. I'm not sure what that's about. But this army is starting to get a little bit whittled down here for Protoss, but there's plenty of storms left. And like all game, these storms have been just beautiful. Look at all these eggs that are being stormed right now. Absolutely.
Wow, the storm damage.
Slaughtering
Four lurkers get killed during the morph. That is perfect. That's exactly what you want to be seeing. I love it.
These are pro-level storms right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but look at all these tasty drones. Come on, you could spare just one storm for the drones.
Oh, he's going in.
Yeah, he's got to go. There it is.
Oh my god.
We're all thinking and feeling the same thing right now.
I'm having a great time. Like, if you're not a Protoss player, I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm just like that very like slight approval, the little like the Zach Galifianakis nods, like. Yes.
This is good, and
all this aggression does peter out, but big supply lead, and that does set up that fourth base up at the top. So the Fridge did the job they needed to do, and then some. Did a lot of good damage and reset Romulus' army pretty far.
Right, and you know, like four base, like we were saying, like it's a good position for Protoss. Zerg has to make something happen now. You know, something that I see a lot, like I see this like even in like the high tier players in CPL, Zerg players get stuck on this Hydra Lurker and they kind of stop teching and like stop developing their army. And part of it is because like you feel like you're always about to die, but like you have to move on to a Defilers at least, like Defiler Lurker Ling, and then
correct.
Right, like it's so much stronger. Like this, a Protoss army is just better.
If you're a Zerg player and you're listening or watching this right now, you cannot underestimate the sheer potential and power of Dark Swarm and Plague.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they can get the job done for sure. Lots of lurkers burrowing, another attack going through here. Good storm though, these lurkers very aggressive where they're burrowing. Makes it very easy to kill them all off.
Oh my god, the storm!
All game long.
Oh my god. Look at the kills on some of these Templar. It's madness. It's like all like new Templar. Like
guys, I'm getting chills right now.
Nerd chills. And Romulus has to tap out. What a game one. This is still game one, by the way.
Yeah, I don't mind watching games like that at all. I do think though I hope that's not like indicative of what we're gonna see moving forward, not being able to transfer out of that mid game as a Zerg. Like they had such a good economy, they had the chance to kind of move things through. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening.
I mean, like it's a hard transition to make, especially because like probably most of the time you just like your games end before you get to it, right?
How I don't get it though. It's like, hey, if you get to the late game, this unit, this magical god of a unit. It's right here. It'll let you siege bases. It does so much damage with this AoE. It's so easy to hit. Just has infinite energy. It's like, how would you not want to get that?
I know, it's just hard to like make that choice in the middle of a game. You constantly feel like you're in trouble. Here we go in game 2 in the top right of Polypoid. Victor, the first game is the Magenta Protoss Refrigerator, and fighting from behind is the Teal Zerg Romulus.
Color faithful. I like it.
Oh yeah, they're both. They chose this life. What?
Interesting.
Yep, I see it. I see it. Yep, it's happening.
All right, let's go. Yeah,
hey, you know which face you need to look at.
you asked for it, by
Four-player
the
map?
way.
No problem.
Yeah. You said, like, boy, I hope we see some more wild games. Well, here you go.
45 seconds.
I mean, you want to talk about it, Bill's like, they'll never see it coming. Yeah, they will never see this coming. And, like, look at this. If you were going to be cheeky with your, like, the scout for the Overlord, you know, go, like, halfway between, he's scouting the wrong direction. That's not going to help you.
If he scouts counterclockwise, he gets the last scout, which is the most unfortunate in this circumstance.
Right, like, so as a Protoss, you're supposed to scout, like, in the opposite direction that Zerg wants to scout. And actually, on this map, if you know the right timing, you can check this high ground pod at about this time, and you'll see the Overlord. So it's a neat little trick. Definitely, Refrigerator going to be kicking himself for not doing that this time. Yeah, see, it's not unplayable. Oh, here we go. Probe Scout number 2 might save the day here.
I mean, as you need to, right? As you got to get the job done. Now, look at Romulus, though. One drone scout. This over is not going to get far enough to confirm it. They're going to have to guess.
We'll see here. So, it's been a while since I played it. I'm pretty sure you put a pylon in your main, and you put a cannon there, right? Like, you can't defend the wall in time, I think?
You cannot defend the wall.
The probe passes the Zergling, so he knows now.
Yeah, but which way do you go? Look, the Lynx have to go to the middle of the map because they just don't know. They're not going to get that extra time. And if they're guessing here, this is just giving Fridge a little bit extra time, little bit more, where that pylon might be able to get those cannons.
Refrigerator knows the response. Build the cannons. Come on, Refrigerator.
He's got so much money.
Yeah.
He's got so much money right in the middle line, so the pros can help as much as possible.
Oof,
exactly.
That's 8 lings right off the bat. I don't know about this, guys.
You need to block for this cannon. I think you just want 2 cannons because one's probably gonna get picked off. Here we go. Can the probes block well enough? No, the Lynx got on the cannon. Oh no!
Wow.
Where are they going? Where are these probes going? They're out of here. And that
they're trying
is game
to
number 2. Oh my god. Well, that's PvZ for you.
Hey, when the trophy's on the line, all bets are off.
Exactly. Get that W.
Hey, I mean, if you don't want to get the hive tech, if you don't want to use defilers, there's a strategy.
The best part is, like, if that's on ladder, like, game 1, you get, like, 5 points, and then game 2, you lose, like, 30. Like, isn't that great?
All right, so hey, we got another game 3 though for our sets. That's exciting to see that it's not just blowout victories. And Butter to finalize who's going to win tier 2 should be exciting. We'll see what these players want to do. Crazy.
All right. Once again, with the same color in the top right of Butter, it's the Magenta Protoss Refrigerator. The bottom right, the Teal Zerg Romulus.
Color faithful.
Exactly. I can't imagine we're going to see 5 pool again, especially on a 2-player map. No, given that we have more drones in production.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that, but I wouldn't mind 9 pool here. Without the ramp and that entrance a little bit bigger, it's a new map to CPL. Maybe the walls are a little less consistent. I would go for a 9 pool here. I think you want to get in that ass a little bit and throw the pros off.
I don't know. I think given that Refrigerator has gone forage expand every time, like and he will scout the 9 pool if it did happen, like I feel like you just build your cannons and you're good.
Yeah, I think you could though. Like I don't know. I do appreciate when Zergs are willing to be a little more aggressive. It's
Right,
just,
right.
not to me. like mix it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I hate dealing with that when I'm playing, but when I'm watching, yeah, let's get more 5 pools, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Isn't just an overpool though, so very flexible on 2-player map. Respect just being safe because you never know what could happen. If pros wanted to, pay you back for the 5 pool, the overpool, make sure you're ready to survive.
I really like this out of Romulus. I love throwing in a dirty 5-pool cheese and a best of 3. I think that's so good. That's so smart. And then going for an overpool on the last game where it really counts. Where overpool is such a well-rounded build. It's just the ultimate go-to.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't even call overpool a build. Like, it's just literally like the start of what you have so many options afterwards.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do.
Hey, this probe doing a good job locking this hatchery here.
Ooh, Drone is going to be able to get past the scan to get whatever scouting info they want. A little unfortunate. Not that you're going to get too much big knowledge out of it, but still.
Well, we're getting a gateway before Nexus.
With each block of that hatchery, I imagine a clown with its horn just honking.
Yeah. Burp, burp. Burp, burp.
Yeah. You want to talk about Forge Gateway before Nexus? I hate it. I'm tired of complaining about it.
Yeah, this is so this has happened a lot lately. It's like the CPL special, like just get all your buildings before your Nexus.
Ooh,
the Overlord dies to a cannon.
Overlord.
Oh no.
Alright, so I guess this gateway is good now because maybe the Zell could do something because this. Jeez, come on. Like, that 5 pool just fried some brains this game.
Yeah, so for the record, like, you only ever get the gateway before Nexus if you just need it to wall off against, like, a horde of lings. Like, assuming that you started with Forge Expand, like, there's basically no reason to get the gateway before the Nexus. It's just a small thing to fix for next time.
Yeah, I get it. It feels very satisfying. Get that dopamine hit of like, I'm gonna be safe from everything, but you won't. You delay everything way too much. Just it does not get the job done. And it's like I never really noticed anyone doing that until it's like I've would rewatch the holiday bash from StarCraft and nobody did because they didn't know how to wall some of the maps. It's just like, you're just trying to be safe, and it's like, oh god, I hope that's not why. I see it more often if people watch that and be like, well, Noni did it.
Yeah. Oh no.
Hey, so you guys remember how in the Polypoid game I kind of pointed out that Refrigerator had like a nice probe tucked in Romulus's base for a nice scout whenever he wanted? Now the tables have turned, baby.
Yeah, sure,
this is perfect. Although, not that an Overlord would get all the scouting info you would ever want here, but let's say you couldn't do that. Just being in the main so you can confirm Stargate or Citadel is so good. It's so good.
I'm just saying, that drone is one right click away from being able to see the entire strategy that Refrigerator's going for mid-game.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't get caught out or seen, absolutely going to be a chance. Now, that'll be funny, though, when the Stargate finishes and it just flies over. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That would be so unfortunate. I'm an optimist.
I would have to fight the temptation all game to not turn that into a hatchery. I would have to fight it all game long.
Oh my god.
It'd be 10 out of 10 casting material, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, wait till you get Hive and then put a Nidus in there. That's how you do it.
Again, Hydra's on the way. Valera is done. More hatcheries being added as well. And there's the Spire. So actually getting the Hydra den before the Spire. I don't know if there's anything that particularly signals from Zerg that he's still getting both, but the Hydra den is a lot faster than normal, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we
that's pretty quick.
Yeah, this is looking pretty similar to what we saw in Game 1. Like, I almost feel like Romulus is just getting the Spire in case there's a ton of Corsairs. because like we saw last time, it took a while for Romulus to build Scourge to actually kill the Corsairs. We kind of went straight into those Hydras.
Well, for the same reason that it's good to just get one Corsair to be able to scout the entire Zerg base, it's also good to get one pair of Scourge at least to scout the entire Protoss base.
Right.
That seems reasonable. If you can catch a Corsair as it gets spawned, that's just beautiful. It makes every Protoss like want to break their keyboard. It's just the worst feeling possible. So seems pretty reasonable here. Is this still just 4 hatcheries instead of 5? Just like there are a lot of little weird things I'm not used to seeing from these kind of Zerg builds, and I'm not sure what I'm getting prepared to see as this Corsair is starting to work on some of these Overlords.
Yeah, there's a Hydra here just taking a vacation. Oh, this. Oh, there's 2 Corsairs now. Oh, there's 2 Overlords down. This is the 3rd Overlord to die in this game. This is, it's going to set back Romulus pretty bad.
You know what? This supply block might be actually critical damage. He's being forced to spend more larvae, more minerals on just replacing the overlords that he already had existing, and Refrigerator's doing a good job of continuing up with his macro and his base build on his end.
Yeah, and he's adding on gateways now. I think if you do that much damage at this point, you just commit to 2 base power, right? You don't even worry about 3rd base. You set back your opponent far enough so you see they're kind of low in hatcheries as you're flying around with the Corsairs. I think that's exactly what you want to be doing from this point.
For sure, that would be my game plan, yeah.
Oh, and there are a bunch of zealots in the main of Refrigerator. I did not see that. We do have speed done a bit earlier than it was in that first game, but no move out yet from these zealots. I think, like you're saying, I think it would be good to just keep putting on pressure if you know Zerg has already been set back by losing all of those overlords.
Don't forget the +1 as well.
Yeah.
Better not be any Zerglings.
Yeah, is there just not that many zealots? Because like speed's done, and I only see 5 instead of like the usual 8. Wouldn't it like no time with you moving out proper? Huh.
I mean, I think 8 is like if you go gateway first. Like there were a few hiccups in the opening here.
Yeah, fair enough. We are seeing a lot of gateways going down, so Refrigerator agrees. Time to power up, and I'm not super great at some of the little things. Is that top left gateway along the top edge a problem?
Yeah, if he's going to produce like Dragoons from it, it's 100% a problem.
Yeah, Goons won't be able to come out of it, I'm pretty sure. It's okay, we're just Zealot men now, it's fine.
Yeah, if he's just going to make
gateways, you can just make Zealots.
It's fine. I'd like to see +1 air weapons out of that Cybernetics, since he's committed pretty hard to Corsair. I mean, there's 4 sitting at the main Nexus.
Okay, the drone! He's been found out!
Yeah, he got found out a while ago. The jig was up.
Yeah. So let's clean that up.
That's still just a shenanigans moment that it goes through. Didn't even get any scouting info. Did fight the urge. Did not turn that into a hatchery and go completely out of your mind. But like you could see, compared to the other game though, there hasn't been any attempt to really set up and contain. Not a lot of pressure from Romulus. But even with that setback of the Overlords early on, really droning up and kind of catching up at this point, Refrigerator's attack will be potent whenever it does happen. But I think. Ooh, I'm just happy to see that. That Robo's way faster this game. Won't get caught off.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Absolutely, yep.
You can see the Zealot squad's moving out, trying to find where the 3rd base would be. I guess, yeah, on Butter. Like, maybe there's choices, or is it just a new map and you're like, I don't know what Zerg does.
Let's be honest, no one knows how to play on this map yet.
I've played a few practice games on here. I like the high ground 3rd because you can block up the ramp, especially as Protoss to deal with like Hydra Remites and stuff. Seems like Zerg likes the 3rd that Romulus took here. By the way, this is what I keep talking about on Butter with 2 big armies running right past each other. I think games are going to get really chaotic on this map, like we see here.
Yeah, you can see Corsairs over on that right side. Scourge are trying to help out the best they can. We kill some Overlords. Romulus is going to pull back.
Kill.
Yep. The 4th base was shut down by these speed zealots. It seems like Romulus has taken the entire army back. to defend this, the
Third
third
to the
base
third.
right here, yeah.
Ooh, we got a great surround on that sunken there.
Yeah, the Sim State not really helping out with the defense there. There was some units trying to help out. Sixes is still alive, and the base is going to roll up. But a lot of the drones did stay alive, though. Not too many losses. Still having a healthy worker count. And somehow managed to get most of these zealots out.
Yeah.
Fantastic move
Like,
to put
what?
some pressure on Fine Opportunity.
I can't believe
Gotta
those just ran
respect this.
at
I gotta
him.
respect
Yeah.
this move. This is so smart, backing out with these zealots. You know you're gonna lose them. Unfortunately, it looks like he's probably doing stuff back at home and forgot about them for a moment, so he loses 2 of them. But that's not all bad. He still gets 3 out of it.
Yeah, I mean, anything you could save there, honestly, and you can just see it's pissing off Romulus buying a little extra time here. Lurkers are being morphed now, though, so that contain can get set up. If you lose all this ground force, there's going to be nothing outside that natural. And this looks like a pain in the ass to escape from if you had to, so I don't want this to turn into like what we saw in Eclipse. It could easily happen, though.
Yeah, we definitely want to see an attempt to secure a third base pretty soon from Refrigerator. At least secure the ground outside your natural, so you don't get contained again.
Oh, this 18 health zealot denied the 4th from the
Oh
drone
my God.
again.
Wow. Super annoying for Zerg.
Yeah, this is all like this mid game though. Even though things are a little more accelerated, you know, I think less of the hiccups we saw in the Eclipse game, it's looking very similar how things are kind of panning out. And it's gonna be up to, does Romulus put these lurkers and put everything in like good positions to help mitigate storms really breaking up these fights like what we saw in Eclipse? Because if the game goes long, I could very easily see this kind of rolling out the exact same way. So hopefully Romulus does change something up and has a little bit of a different approach, or at least just better positioning to mitigate storms.
I'm going to agree with you there, and then further elaborate on your position. Romulus is, at this point, effectively on a timer, having not taken a 4th base, and against a Protoss who has decided to power super hard on 2 base. If this mid-game army that we see him try to break out of right now falls, that's probably just going to be game right there.
We'll see where it ends up. A lot of lurkers still being morphed. There's a couple burrowed, and they're pretty spaced out the best they can. Good storm off on their right side, finding a pack of Hydras, trying to do the damage they can. But look at these goons. Pathing is not the friend of Protoss right now. All these buildings in the way really kind of messed things up here. More lurkers getting morphed. There's no more Hydras here. Bridge might be able to break through, especially if you can get everything involved in the fight. The Zealots are being very patient as the goons clean everything up.
Yeah, it was a really deliberate escape from that container. Really holding back the Zealots from suiciding on lurkers, doing a great job with those storms as always. And this is a really scary army now for Protoss.
Yeah, you just did all that damage, especially killing that many lurkers, all that gas investment. You're feeling really good. Everything's still basically alive here. And I'm pretty sure he still has storms in the bag with some of these Templar as well. Moving down south, nothing's even going to be able to scout it. He's just going to get to the natural here. And now the table's going to be turned. Where trying to get out of your main as Zerg is going to be a bit of a problem. Walking into a death field of storms, if it happens, Bridge is going to roll up. Lurkers being morphed, they're not going to be dumb in time. I don't think there's enough defense to hold this.
And +2 weapons for Protoss finishes. Right in the nick of time.
Got more 6 storms. The lurkers being shut down before they get finished. Like you said, one Sharone in here manning the defense. But I think Refrigerator might be winning this game right now.
As I said before, if he breaks out, he wins. And we're
Exactly.
seeing the results now. There you go.
Alright, so Ramos is going to tap out, and
That's going to take us to our second base of 3, right?
yeah,
Romulus
it's
was
gonna take us to
oh boy.
Well, here's the problem. This would take us to a second set. I wasn't given a second set of replays.
Huh.
I can explain that one.
Okay.
Okay.
So he had to dip out early because it went on longer than he expected to.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
He
man.
could not play the second set, thus we don't have it.
Okay.
Man,
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
that is the highest level, like, making sure I'm not spoilered I've ever seen in my life. I get one set of replays, and it's like, oh, I guess the winner side wins. Man,
Nice.
I've been
I know what I'm doing.
bamboozled.
All right, let's get into this next one. Yeah, that's super bad. I feel like we've been robbed. Like we need like a special event stream in the future to finish that series.
I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't tell you in advance. It'd spoil it.
Well, yeah, no, you can't. But it was just the fake out. All right, so I guess we're moving into the tier 1 now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fantastic. Before we get into that, what are we looking at as far as the bracket goes? It's a 10-tat versus Erob with a 10-tat on the winner side this time.
Yeah, you know what? A 10-tat is another Team 3 Zerg, so we are out here representing.
I'm happy to see these players. They've both been around. Erob was on my team last season in CPL, but Age got 3rd place. They denied us Age because they're too good and wouldn't let him get in. So hopefully these games deliver. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be fuming mad. My Saturday night ruined.
I think I saw in the chat of our Discord. I think a 10-tat just 973 Aggie. I think he just got shoved out
You
of that
do
game.
what you gotta do.
Exactly. All right, here in the top right of Polypoid, it's the Yellow Zerg Nam, a 10-tat fighting from Team 3. And in the bottom left, again with the Magenta Protoss, it's Erob CPL. Oh, I think that says it.
Thoughts on Magenta on Protoss?
It's the best color.
The best? I don't know about the best, dude.
It's the best.
I don't know. I think Red Protoss is pretty strong.
Right?
Red.
Oh God, thank you.
Red's good. Red's
Yeah,
good.
I think red is probably
Both
just the
purples
best
are good.
color in the game. I think it's like the best color for all the races. Like, it's
A
pretty
bunch of
strong.
people on my team are trying to say yellow's the best, and I'm like, no way.
Like, I like yellow Protoss, but like red's too good.
Red's where it's at.
Yellow Protoss is inferior orange Protoss.
I will agree with you.
I think for all the races, white is the best. I love white Terran and white Zerg, and white Protoss looks good.
Hey, represent. I'm playing White Terran exclusively.
Nice.
Nice.
Color faithful. That's where it's at.
So we see
Well-
Erob doing that a scouting trick that I mentioned earlier with the probe looking for the overlord. In this game, it is going to pay off.
I love seeing that from players.
So what is going on with this first Overlord? That's it.
Oh, yeah. I guess the no scout pretty strong.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one.
It's
It
my
did
games.
start moving. I wonder if that was like, is there somewhere you can build where it's like, let me see the angle, the probes move, like really
Yeah.
nitty gritty about stuff. I don't think so. Holy crap! Erob started building something and canceled it, going Nexus first on the reaction. What a quick decision to adapt the build on the fly on the scouting info from the hatchery first.
Absolutely. I mean, if I'm walking by the natural and I don't see anything, and I go in your base and I don't see anything in your Zerg, there's only two things you could be making, and it's a hatchery and a spawning pool. And if the spawning pool's not in the base, you're not making anything.
But what if they're proxying their hatchery in the middle of the map? What then?
And what if it's in your base? It's already
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Shh, let's still go Nexus first.
The Ligs are coming from inside the house.
Now, this is because I am not like strong enough mentally to do Nexus first. I am a coward. After Nexus first, is it Gateway Normal or is it Forge?
No, it's not Gateway Normal. It's 11-11, like a Nexus Forge, and then you pray. Like,
Yeah, that's what I always thought.
Yeah.
I think I've always seen Forge. I'm like, Gateway? That's interesting. You're really trying to get away with something.
Dude, just do 12 Nex against Terran. It's free real estate.
yeah, there you go.
Nah, I am a 2-gate boy against Terran. A complete animal.
Oh, all right. All right.
We'll see here, though. A 10-tat not pulling the trigger, not trying to flood with Lings. And I guess the Forge is done. Like, is this just a thing? Is this a thing that you're allowed to do? Like, oh, I don't have game stats, by the way. Is this a thing that, like, I should have been doing my entire life? Like, it seems like it's not going to go punished at all.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, like, what the scouting was that if a 10-tat would have known. So, like, can you pull the trigger on the situation that you're dealing with here? Because, like, you went hatchery first anyway. It's like, I feel like you want to go forward. Like, it's insane to me. But, hey, if it doesn't get punished, you still get the gateway. That core's a little faster. Feels good, man. Congratulations to Protoss, cutting all the corners clean into a circle of good strategy.
Yeah.
Hey, when the stakes are high, the risk appetite increases.
Exactly.
That scouting probe does get taken down. Does not see the lair getting started.
There's a follow-up probe. I don't know if we'll be able to get into the main with these links blocking the ramp.
Well, right now, that's a generous word to say blocking.
They are occupying the ramp, put it that way. Oh, now they're not doing anything at all.
Oh, we took him off the ramp.
Oh, but the follow. No!
Oh, no.
Alright, Erob's gonna get a 100% read on what's going on here. Gonna feel pretty good to get past all those links.
Yeah, rolling on up. Hey, I see a lair. I see not hydras. This is pretty nice. I think Erob is just feeling real good about game one right now, the way this is going so far. And with everything going, the Stargate is finishing up. It just, this is going to feel so good in the mid game. When you go Nexus first, though, and you got like this extra income, like you're in a really good spot, does that like make your 2-base power stronger, or should you be looking to get a quick third and just keep it rolling?
I think it makes your 2-base even stronger, is that you should be doing it. Like that like 2-base, like 12-minute, a 2-1 push is pretty dang strong. Like, if you can get there like faster or with more stuff, like that seems pretty gold.
Twelve and a half minutes if you're really adept at the build.
Ooh, look at this, where again the investment in the Corsairs +1 air weapons being researched.
Yeah, kind of a divergence from what we've seen so far. It's kind of fallen out of favor, like really leaning heavily on the Corsairs, but when it works, boy does it work. Like, you kill all the overlords, it feels so good.
Oh yeah, if you just keep making them, it's like, especially since we've seen at this point, it's not 3-hatch Hydra, it's not this like
right. I think
commitment, and because you got Nexus first, you got the extra money. You can just keep building Corsairs. It's not even going to disrupt your build.
Yeah, I think it's a smart choice given like you're already ahead of where you want to be. Like you know exactly what the Zerg is doing. You know you're not going to get busted by Hydras while you make these Corsairs. Like, it's very nice play from Erub here.
Already getting some kills here. Overlord's easy to find, and look, we are actually getting some Scourge and 5 units to go with it. Erub is not going to be able to put out too much pressure, but Zealots do clean out the lings outside of natural. We'll see if that was noticed. There's a little bit of preparation for defense at that third, but not that many units here. And Erub's not committing to moving across the map just yet.
And this Corsair just perfectly getting 2 kills and then going back home. Super value right now.
The timing seems to be just right. I think his game sense is really on point this game, so excellent job.
For sure. And like you said, this a 7:30 push is actually going to hit around 7:30. It's going to be pretty deadly. There's not a whole lot on the ground here for a 10-tat. Like, the Hydra is not even done yet. I really want to see these Zealots move out.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the weight is if it's just trying to accumulate, because like +1 and speed are both done at this point. So I was like, what are you really waiting for? Are you going to wait for Templars to be a little more conservative since you have the better economy? You don't have to like poke around, you can just wait for the big death push instead?
Well, he's got 2 gates. They're both pumping. He's got 7 Zealots total. Maybe he's just not confident with that number, but he'll be confident with 9. But now that he sees the mutas, I'm not so sure anymore.
I don't know. I think you don't care about 5 mutas with these 5 Corsairs and +1 about to finish. Scourge are going to try to intercept, but paying attention turns right around.
Very nice.
Yeah. The chat advisors are suggesting they could be waiting for the Air +1 to move out, all with 1 huge push. I do think the Zealots should have moved out. at least a little bit, right? Like, you should at least try, even if you're not going to commit.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to turn around and not get caught too much, especially as fast as he ended up getting the Citadel and the leg speed. I think it wouldn't have been too bad to poke out and just... You have the Corsairs, like these mutas aren't just going to go to town. They are going to poke at the natural, though. And, oh man, so many Corsairs here. They're grouped up. They are exploding these mutas so quickly. Two of them go down immediately, and the other ones are at half health. One a little tiny overstep, but Protoss paying big attention to punish it.
Yeah, these Corsairs are even stacked with that probe behind the main mineral line. Like, Europe is getting every little bit of value out of these units that they can.
Ooh, here's the move out. Archon made, not like build some Temple, not even waiting. Skirt are getting a little. Ooh, they didn't actually go forward with big move. Here comes some more behind it. The Corsairs trying to do what they can. Did they actually lose any? No.
I think one died,
only
right?
one connection.
Yeah.
One died.
One died? Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
But that's completely fine with only 2 meters left, right? Like, now this attack is going to get to the Zerg natural, but this is allowed time for a 10-10 to get some Hydras up, especially behind this Sim City. Like, this Archon is not going to be very helpful in this fight, I think.
And the Mutas are here trying to fight. A couple Corsairs are fighting in the air, but the Zealots didn't really get a whole lot done. Drones get evacuated without taking any big damages. This big attack from Protoss is getting repelled without too much issue. The supply actually switches. Zerg now ahead. So many drones behind this. I feel like that was an overcommitment. Like, you look at how many Hydras are there, I'm surprised he actually pulled the trigger on the attack.
Yeah, I think that attack was like either too late or too early. Like, there's, we talked about like the 7:30 and the 12-minute, and that was kind of right in the middle with
Zerg has a bunch of Hydras. It was too late.
Yeah, and there was no storm, so it was pretty brutal for Protoss right there.
With the larger move outs later on, I've heard that you want to have 4 storms and then move out.
I'm just going to poke forward here. There are reinforcing Zealots. Decent storm to soften them up. Doesn't get any kills. And we'll see if it wants to keep going through. Look at the north side. A lot of Hydras going through. Maybe trying to good surround and get a good angle for an attack here would be pretty good after all these Zealots getting killed off in the natural. Like, I think if you want to pull a trigger on an attack, it's that could get it done.
That's a lot of Lurkers morphing.
Yeah, and the blow was just about to finish. Observer's still pretty far away. Cans being made at this third location. That'll at least help out a little bit.
I don't think you can hold this. Like, there's no goons. Like, I don't think you can stop Lurkers.
If these cannons manage to warp in time, I think it's holdable, perhaps, just because of the simple factors detection.
Yeah, but what if you go for the natural instead? Going around that left side, you have your freedom of choice. What you want to do here? So many lurkers being made, even just the DPS alone would be enough. They are going to start moving forward and burrowing. Nice spread out, only getting one.
See, I like this. Yeah, look at how they're spread out outside the range of the cannons, and he only moves in once the Hydras have really drawn most of the aggro.
By the way, there is a DT in the main of Zerg. There's no units, there's no detection. It's going to get a lot of kills over there.
Oh no.
Fantastic. 9 kills? 9?
Yeah.
10?
Right.
11?
Gross.
Oh
12? 13! You guys.
There's still a lot of things. I just got a highlight while I'm watching that third. Instead, Hydras are busting through, can't see clear it up, and Arrow's gonna have to back off here. But when you're doing this much economic damage in the Zerg base, you can delay that third. You feel pretty comfortable with what you've got done so far, even with the Corsairs are trying to be active again, trying to get some more Overlord kills as well. Find yourself an opportunity.
Kills on this DT. Every drone is going down. Oh my god.
I'm geeking out about this game.
Yeah. Protoss just needs to not die right now. Like, there's 27 kills.
47 to 16.
And remember how they were tied just minutes ago?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow. By the way, there's no Overlords at the third base. Like, those Corsairs did a lot of damage, and then I think a 10-tap brought every Overlord with the push.
Atenta does still have a lot of army here. If he can break through, we'll see. He's just got dodge storms, try and do what he can. There's not that many cans here. Some of the natural gets mostly cleared out. Yeah, big damage, but he still is a lot of supply. With all the workers gone, this is still a very scary Zerg army. Half of them are not involved in the fight, really trying to be cautious here. And we'll see if he gets through. Not that many Zealots left over. Storms are used, I believe. I don't think there's anything left in the tank, so this is going to be enough to break through. 3 cannons in the middle line might be able to help, but there's still so much Zerg army here.
Yeah, I think
it all comes down to this.
I think trying to defend that third was the mistake. Like, the army was just too vulnerable. Out in the open like that.
High ground going to be enough. Cannons are helping at the ramp, and Gooch is trying to block the best they can. These Templars can build the energy for the next storm. I think that's going to be what you need.
Wait, is Press going to hold? Oh my god.
I think Bros is barely going to hold. Here comes more reinforcements, but it's not that much stuff. Corsairs are going to go back, and look at this DT. She's working on the lair.
Yeah.
Yes, good storms. Here we go. Oh no, there's enough side disruptor fire from both the cannons and the goons. Wow, very surprising. He's gonna hold. Yeah. The storm. Oh yeah, the storm.
Oh god, all these overlords too. No one is safe. Everything in this arena is dying.
That was definitely dicey for sure. Arab does barely hold on.
Oh my god, the lair is gonna go down. Dude, this DT is gonna kill literally everything in the main. Oh my god.
Alright, so 30 kills at 50 minerals a pop, plus a lair.
No,
this guy has earned his right to be a Dragoon or whatever after he finally gets killed.
Wow, you were not kidding. 30 kills.
Yep.
Legit. Wow.
This is literally Saetzero right now.
And of course, they're still going to work on these overlords. Actually, supply blocked at this point for the Zerg. Just, I would say you hate to see it, but I don't. I love to see it. It's fantastic.
This is every Protoss player's dream right now. A Tentat just kind of reset to the Stone Age here. No spawning pool. No lair. Just stuck with Hydras and Overlords for now.
Huh, I actually just learned that it counts building kills as kills.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Hey, I mean, Zerg buildings are living things, right? So it should still count.
Yeah, sure.
All right, fine. No, let him live. He's earned it. No, Saetzero. He gets absolutely spit on by all these Hydras. But these Overlords are gonna get killed in revenge. Oh, nope, never mind. They're gonna get saved.
Yeah, I mean, look at this Protoss army moving out at this point. Like, do you try to commit to an attack at this point as they're up? You've done so much damage. And it's like, somehow, look at Attenda's drone count. He has somehow recovered the economy a decent bit here.
I mean, I feel like
someone's going to be on fixing this.
There's no reason not to attack. Like, you killed all of the workers. You killed all of the units. Like, this little group of Hydras is not going to be enough. There's like one lurker morphing, I think. 2 lurkers. Like, I think you just go for the finishing move. It's not even up a ramp here. Like,
I mean, he's taking his third behind this too, so what's Zerg gonna do? Is Zerg gonna attack your third while you're bashing on their natural? I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable. Just, you know, maybe a little PTSD from that first attack, but this one's going much better. Hydras do come from the side, trying to kill off some of these High Templar, but DT is going to be enough to help out. So much damage got done. You're a well-earned Game 1 win. That is disgusting.
Yeah, I've said this so many times. When you're Protoss and you're behind, make a DT and hope for the best. Like,
when you're Protoss in your head, make a DT.
Anyway, yeah. I need like 20 seconds before we start this game. I'll be right back.
Not a problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. This would be maybe a good time to see if those Tier 0 replays are done yet.
No way. No way they're not done yet.
Pretty reasonable. These games have been pretty fun so far, though. You know, get to the finals, these players fighting through a bracket, and then giving us entertaining games on top of it. Like, if this is a sign for what we're going to see in CPL 8, I'm excited.
Oh, you guys, I've had a blast so far. Like, I can't wait for the next few games. Like, this is so exciting. The amount of energy, the strategies, just the cool, calm collectedness, everything. It's so exciting.
All right, I'm back.
Fantastic. Game 2 on butter. A lot of games have been good so far. We'll see if this one keeps the trend up, especially with butter. Potential shenanigans afoot.
Oh yeah.
We'll see if it's smooth.
All right, once again with the
butter.
With the color loyalty here, the top right is the Magenta Protoss era, winning that game with the greatest DT of all time, and in the bottom right, the yellow Zergnum Attentat.
Okay, looks like I got sent the tier 0 replays too. So
Nice.
we got another set after this, but this one's just getting started. I got that feeling. These players both playing pretty good. And if you ignore that DT, which it's actually impossible to ignore that DT, but pretend you ignore that DT, that game was very, very close for a long time.
Right. Like
Yes.
Yeah. I think A-Rob was in a lot of trouble, given that there were no goons. Like, there's no way to defend that third base.
Yeah, even that desperation counterattack almost worked.
Right.
It was close. The fact there's 3 cannons in the middle line to fight those 5 mutants probably actually won for us the game.
That hold was so close. Like it'll be a gateway expand from Europe, or maybe do the ridiculous Nexus first again. But this time it is overpull, so that would be pretty ambitious. Actually, hold on. If the probe scouts, it's Forge expand. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was wondering, but that's okay.
Yeah. All right, so not as absurdly greedy as last game, but still completely fine build.
No, it's a good standard Forge expand, good standard overpool. Everything looks pretty normal here. It doesn't look like either one wants to take any unnecessary risks. And you gotta kind of respect that.
I don't. Nexus first again. You won't? Come on, show them you're not a coward. Ooh, though, look at this probe being super annoying. And Tentat over 300 minerals has to give up on the natural, go to the third. Any little disruption like that is very welcome.
Yeah, it's just gonna slow it down, sir. Just a little bit. They're kind of fine doing this. Like put the hatchery at the third, and then get the nat just a little bit later.
Ooh, interesting little thing. I think Europe was trying to be a little bit greedy. Was about to hit 400. I think was going to make a move for a Nexus, but with how well this delay did go, sees the eggs morph, and has to make 2 cannons to be ready for these lanes moving across the map.
True.
And when eggs morph and they all kind of simultaneously move in the same fashion, it's kind of a dead giveaway that you're morphing 3 of the same thing, which in this case is usually Zerglings. And for Protoss, you need more than 1 cannon for 6 lings.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really would love if Zerg started doing that. It's like, all right, I'm going to make 3 drones. And you just, like, the process reacts to the eggs. They don't react to what the eggs make. It's just, eggs have been made, and I know what's happening here. The legs do try to poke forward a little bit, but the cannons are finished in time. So Tentat's not going to be able to get in and cause any havoc here. Advantage is to get into a reasonable spot.
Yeah, I mean, Europ's got to be really liking his position. He's held off early aggression that could have been drones. If we look at the worker difference, 17 to 12, that's a 5 discrepancy. It's a good position to be in.
I don't want to see it. Don't get it twisted. I don't want to see it, but why wouldn't you be doing 3-hatch Hydra on this map? Like, the more I'm looking outside the space of this Pro's natural, why wouldn't you be doing it?
You definitely can have the wall a bit further up here as you're up. Just make it a little bit harder, but as it is, it's a pretty nice arc for Hydras. I mean, I feel like what map is bad for 3-hatch Hydra? Like, what map does not have a natural where the buildings are all in the front like that? Like,
yeah, but this one looks like it's like bonus good. It flares out to maximum open space immediately after a natural. You don't have to worry about ramps or anything, and it's like it's like so flexible. You can commit until you're done committing, and then just switch to drones. And what is Pro's going to do about it? Tentat's saying verticals are usually not as good. Okay, I'll take your word for it for sure.
I don't know, I just feel like the pros might have mapped something out by now.
We're getting hold on. There's no Stargate, and there's a Goon. So I think Eurob is busting out something unusual. We have a fast Citadel, and it's outside the vision range of the Scouting Overlord. So we're skipping Stargate this time. Pretty bold after we've seen the 5 mutas, right? Like.
So yeah, I think this Goon's really just to go in and kill that Overlord.
Yes.
Which, that's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's also a dead giveaway that you didn't go Stargate.
I mean, like the fact that you don't see Corsairs at some point is a pretty good giveaway.
Well, unless you drop a couple gateways.
Yeah, but it's like, at this point, if you're waiting for the first Corsair to fly around and scout and all that kind of stuff, maybe when the Spire finishes, you're not just fully committing to mutas. So now that we know it's Citadel, we're seeing leg speed being researched pretty quick. It's going to be a pretty good opening to get big damage. 3 gateways being made as well. Tentat, if they're paying attention to that Dragoon, they could think about it. I wonder if there is going to be an adaptation to make a bunch of mutas and just shut this down.
Yeah, we do have the natural gas taken already, so there's definitely going to be enough money for a lot of mutas. Well, it's a scary position to be in for Protoss.
Ooh, Probe's still alive, trying to scout around. I don't know what you're seeing at the third. I think you just want to find out if it's a good place to go. And it is Scourge being made for the no air units, unfortunately.
Oh, here we go.
Always make a pair just to go and scout that base. They're a very good scout.
Well, this probe is going to get in the main? No, okay.
Almost.
That's a good denial.
I've seen the Scourge pop, though. I think that's giving you a decent amount of info you're looking for. Checking the 2 expansions, not seeing extra hatcheries, seeing air unit.
Right.
I think you're feeling pretty reasonable here. And look at this. Eurob is switching from this into double Stargate production behind it.
This is funky. I don't know. Like, if it is 5 muta, then double Stargate is definitely an overreaction. But last game we saw a lot of value out of those Corsairs, so I guess Eurob knows how to use them. So we have these Zealots running into the natural. Kind of where all the defense is.
Just trying to put a little bit of pressure on. There's more Zealots than you might be expecting. Lings do clear it up because +1 is done at this point. And oh no, they're just running in the main. Will the mutas be able to clear it out?
Going straight for the Spire.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he's going to get it. He's for sure going to get it.
Oh my god. Take that, Zerg.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
Yeah, we're going to have no Spire versus 2 Stargates.
Yeah, this is not exactly what you're looking for. A little move out to the third base, trying to get some harassment done, and you can just see that's trying to put out fires where they can. There's a good amount of mutas on the map, though, so it's not like there's no presence. That you got to be very careful here. I think, as Eurob, he's actually only making 1 Corsair, even though he has 2 targets. Or did he cancel 1? Yeah, he's just not using both of them right away.
There it
does
is.
turn on.
More Zealots.
The Zealots are back in the main.
Oh, this is brutal. I love it. Just imagine just running around with Zealots, cause all this chaos, and it's buying you time for this double Stargates, buying you time for this Templar Archives to finish. This is very fun. I'm having a good time with this. Back to the third.
I love this move at the third. Yeah, excellent. Oh, he's going to snipe the Hydra Den. This is so fantastic.
Zerg is not allowed to have nice things in this game. It's just the Zealots are going to kill them all.
I mean, he lost the nice things. Like, how would you call the Hydra Den a nice thing? It is just like generic. Like, you bought that at Walmart. Like, you can't even have that.
It's like a plastic folding chair. It's not even like a nice, a lazy boy or something.
A good response from a 10-tap on rebuilding that Hydra Den in his natural, though. That's almost done.
Yeah, just trying to adapt the best they can here. Europe, though, just causing a lot of chaos. And the spot they're in right now, 4 gateways are done. They got these 2 Stargates. They could building up a little force of these Corsairs, even though they didn't go for +1 air. I think like you're really feeling a good spot. It's a weird path to get here, but you got all the pieces you're looking for as Protoss.
Yeah, and like, what does Zerg have to deal with it? There's literally just Lings and mutas. The mutas are going to get shot out of the sky by these Corsairs, so like I don't think this handful of Lings is going to deal with any kind of attack from Europe.
Oh, DT actually, at the third.
Oh,
nice.
Oh my god, it's Saetzer's back. There's even detection here.
War.
It just doesn't matter. Like, you just kill everything every way.
Run!
Yeah. So something I just thought about though, with all the disruption we've been having, killing that Hydra and all this kind of stuff, with all the investment as these Corsairs just fighting Mutas straight up, here comes Zealots over at that third.
Oh, the committee with the Mutas was a mistake here.
Oh my god.
Yes, too much. That gets cleaned up. Brutal. That's a brutal game from Irab. That was fantastic though.
All right, so that is Attentat was the higher tier. Was a winner one, right? So do we have a second best three this time?
Yeah, I got it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. No, so I didn't. Just that way that game was playing out though, with killing the Hydra and disrupting everything, lurkers are a mile off. You don't have to get a robo. You don't have to do nothing. Oh, that was just clinical from you, Rob. I love that game to death. I'm excited to get a second best three from these guys. Steal some more builds from you, Rob.
Yeah.
For
sure. These guys are showing us what it's all about.
All right, in the top right, in the navy blue, it's too dark to read on the UI. It's Arab, the Protoss. And in the bottom right, in the red Zerg, which we talked about is the best color, it's Namatentet.
Yeah, this is the rage color. You're picking the second one for. No, it's the run back. I'm not losing like this after that.
Yeah. It's like in a video game where the boss only uses their best attacks when they're almost dead. You know, rather than just like destroying you from the beginning. Like Attentat, now that he's lost half of his HP bar, is in rage mode.
What this happens all the time when I'm playing like fighting games and stuff with people. Like you'll be talking to Discord, you're having a great time, lots of jokes and stuff, and then you lose to like that player that's like you shouldn't lose to. You get real quiet, you focus up, you start picking the real stuff. So it's like, is this the revenge tour? Attentat just 3-hatch Hydra every game?
Exactly. Attentat is real sweaty right now, and we're going for 9 pool. Yes,
9 pool.
Sweat Lord, love it.
But again, like I don't know if I like this on a 2-player map because Protoss is gonna get like 100% read on it, right? Like,
oh, is he gonna commit to that gas? No, okay, all right. So this will be a 9-pool expansion.
Yeah,
but at least on Eclipse, right? Especially where he put the pylon, that's a lot of extra room to kind of cover. It's a little bit harder to plug all that up if you throw in a bunch of lings at it. He's gonna force the 2 cannons to happen.
That's okay. He's gonna plan on just taking his natural right after the lings pop out anyway.
Same race. We'll see how this one plays out, but I like mixing it up though. Get into the second set, change things up, try to shake up Irab. If he's gonna do weird stuff to you, you make it weird right back at him.
Wait, no. Irab, don't go for the Nexus before cannon now. Are you serious?
Bruh.
He's doing it. Yeah.
Oh my god. So oh nope, never mind. All right.
He thought better of it.
Debated. All right. I was gonna say that. Well, that'll be a quick game. But Irab did figure it out, and this is a pretty decent rush distance. So these cannons are going to be done by the time these lings get here.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, what is he scouting for? Because it's the second time he's done that, where he's like, about to Nexus, no, I should get cans. Instead, he's got to be looking for something, but he's waiting so long before he makes cans that they barely finish in time.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe I wasn't looking at the main observer. Did he see, like, the links hatch and he did it? I don't know. I feel like
no, they were still in production when he made the cans.
Okay. Yeah, he just knows timing because those cannons finished like pretty much
possible
perfectly.
he just timed it perfectly.
Yeah, but then like, what's the risk in getting them earlier? I don't know.
Because you see, he got him up in time. So
yeah, we'll see though. Gateway is getting started. These lanes not trying to mess around with 2 cans, but they don't take any early losses either. We'll see if there's going to be more of a commitment. The gas is being made. We'll see if it ends up being Hydras or something. But the Probe Scout will see it, whatever it ends up being.
It's pretty comfortable and standard for Zerg. For Forge Expands, I think you could maybe get gas before the 3rd, but in this case, 3rd and then gas Either way, Tentat's got to be feeling pretty good about the situation because he's got 6 lings to watch for any move outs and 3 bases. He's going to be sitting real comfortable.
Yeah, and hey, we got a raid. Someone joining in to watch some. We've had some pretty exciting games. You guys have joined a good time. We're on the losers part of a bracket now for Tier 1 play. Blackman PL, thank you for the raid.
Yeah, this is a good day for CPL, so this is a good
Yo,
day.
I called it. Look at this sweat lord. 3 hat trick.
Yes! Enough.
That's what's up.
Yeah, enough trying to play fair. Let's just go with the free win builds, right? But like this, scouting has been pretty good from Erab, like all series. Like you definitely want to put some effort into blocking. We do have 2 links on the ramp. Plays perfectly.
That's a brilliant play.
Yeah. And like it's not even like fishy because Zerg does that all the time, even if they're not going Hydras.
Right.
So
Here comes the scout, and you can't get up there. What is he doing? You just don't know. It's great.
Yeah, and every game has been Spire. Like, it's not like there's been
Right.
weird shenanigans going on, right? Like, why would you assume it's going to be something drastically different? So, Atenta mixing things up, and I think it's a very smart strategic decision to do it. Urab is doing something normal, so it's not like he's going to be dead in the water. His Corsair will be able to scout and see what's going on. We'll just see what the reaction is to this kind of pressure.
For standard timings, I think the Hydras should be approximately halfway across the map by the time the Corsair passes them to scout it.
yeah, it's like halfway or like just leaving the natural. It depends on the map, I think.
Right.
Yeah, you got like a very small window of time to react with the Corsair. But like it's still really handy to have that Corsair just to see what's coming out of the larva, so you know how intense the follow-up is going to be from the Zerg.
And Scouted Probe does get taken down, unfortunately, so not getting too much knowledge here. Citadel being made, first Corsair on the way. So still nothing like happening just yet. Like seeing the second pylon by that wall, just in case he has to throw in cans, not leave himself open to getting killed like that.
Totally agree. And it kind of telegraphs that he might be thinking that, okay, I might need some more reinforcement right here at the front.
Right.
Okay, I'm looking at the vision. Does the Corsair see Hydras? It does not.
No, it's the wrong path. That's like there's going to be some critical
He peeks
seconds.
a couple, but did
He flew over the unwalkable terrain in the middle. He picked the absolute wrong path.
Oh no.
He knows for sure now.
Now we got 1 can being made, but we know how many Hydras are coming. This might not be quite enough, but they're going to start working on this gateway. Range is about to finish, and there it is. It's working on the forge, actually. That's probably the smarter move.
I don't know. You want the least going first?
Ooh, he's so hungry for it.
Yeah. There's actually no upgrade at this forge, and a second one being built. Here we go. The cannons are starting to come out, but they take so long. There's one in the back or a long time away, and the Corsair gets shot down.
Corsair!
There's still one in the main. Actually, killing some Overlords in the main. Pretty nice. Oh, but the front door is open. The cannons are getting focused down. We need probes to block here.
Oh no, this is too much.
Yeah, I think this is too much from the Zerg.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate to not see it with the Corsair. The Tenta just fully prized the door open. So hard to do at this point. Everything's getting killed off. Cans just cannot survive this. And with 1 gateway production in the main, like, I think we're moving into a quick game too.
Yeah, I think 973 has claimed 1 more victim. But this Corsair, though, I mean, it's going to kill a lot of Overlords before the Hydras track it down. But Rob taps out. Going to game 2 of Series 2.
Oh, that is funny, though. It's the first set. Hey, we're having fun. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
The moment we get knocked
having a
out, lose this bracket, it's like, I am not trying to lose this game.
Good old-fashioned 3-hatch Hydra bust. If you're Zerg, you gotta have it in your front pocket, ready to whip it out.
I love that that is not that's not a front pocket. That is, you broke your leg, it's your wheelchair, and both your crutches. It's your car that you use to go to the doctor. It's everything you possibly have.
It's legit, though. A lot of Protosses can't hold it.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Especially low levels, yeah.
Oh, the colors are different. In the bottom right, in the black Zerg, it's a Tentat. In the top left, in the purple Protoss, it's Erub.
I mean, I think is a Tentat picking like the aggressive colors? Red last game, black this game.
Yeah, it's like I'm wearing black for your funeral.
Black looks kind of cool on Zerg.
Yeah.
Black's fine. As long as it's just not one of those maps where black makes like trying to cast off the mini map for like drops and stuff impossible.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I hate.
Isn't there something about Polypoid that just kind of feels so homey? Like, just so comfortable.
Because it's the same tile set, like as Fighting Spirit.
Exactly. Dude,
However you want to interpret it.
I still, like, I get those moments when I spawn in the game and I'm like, wait, is this Polypoid or Fighting Spirit? Even though, like, Fighting Spirit's not in the ladder. Or, is it in the ladder? It's not, it's CPL.
No.
I don't play ladder.
It's not anymore.
Yeah.
So, 9-pool again. The Tentat, true colors.
It's like, hey,
With the gas.
wait.
Oh, baby.
Well,
commit to it.
Oh, he got canceled last game, too.
All right.
I don't even know. Well, it's probably not worth it if the drone gets stuck on top of the gas like that forever. That's unfortunate. Oh, and this time it's Gateway first. Erub is, now that the Forge first has been defeated, Erub moves on to the next level.
I mean, but against the 9-pool, is that better? Is that what you want? I'd rather have Forge.
I mean, I think like you just block the ramp until you get more zealots.
Yeah, it'll be all right. His probe's going to come down and scout, and it'll probably intercept the lings at about the ramp, and he'll be able to form a wall with the zealots at the gateway.
Yeah, and like it comes down to micro for the defender, but like we've seen both players have pretty solid micro, so I'm not too worried for the life of Erub here.
But if you're blocking the ramp, the pylon, the gateway, they're just free to easy an attack. I think it's so easy to overstep and just mess that up. It's not a situation you want to be in. 6 lings moving across the map now, and like there's one zealot done, second one on the way. We'll see if Erub has the defense needed to hold this.
He may need to pull some probes, but he'll definitely have 2 zealots by the time.
Yeah, we do see some probes being pulled. Getting a Nexus, dude. Erub is fearless, man. It's like, all right, there's 6 lings coming. Time for a Nexus. Let's go.
Okay, but think about how ahead you are, and one zealot is pretty far away here. This is where he's going to just try to abuse what he can. We'll see if that third zealot can finish up. One far away from the wall, trying to micro. Erub is buying a lot of time. The attendant hasn't gotten too much done yet. Zealot's going to move out, try to fight here, move around.
Look at it. No. Oh god. I think I don't know
your
what
zealots.
Yeah. The zealots, they're not doing. Oh, they're going out for blood.
Yeah, fuck it. Look, let's get weird.
This is actually an acceptable response because now a Tentat has to attend to his home base and has to respond.
Though. Like if it was like less than 6, it was like 3 or 4 maybe, but like 6 is pretty brutal on these pros. Like there's like no mining going on for Protoss anymore.
Erub is doing a great job stacking the workers, trying to micro the best they can. And you can see these lings are not doing nearly as much as you would hope they were going to do. 3 zealots are going to move across. Lots of links being made for the defense. So Tenta is respecting what this could be and not really overstepping on either side. So both players playing as calmly as they can. Here comes some lings to fight the zealots at the third. And
okay, this is 8 lings against 3 zealots that could go either way depending on micro.
I don't think either player is microing this. It's just what they're both looking at the main.
The main's down to 3 legs, so the defense from Europe has been pretty good, slowly getting that probe count up a little bit further as well. Tenta gets another one, trying the best to do what they can. I think,
No!
Oh!
The salt levels. The blood pressure is too high. We have to tap out.
Okay. I don't think that game was over yet.
No, I think you can still play that, but
it was not.
All right. Well,
definitely had that instinct before.
So the run back, the Salt Lord, that did did get real sweaty and win 2 games very quickly.
Sometimes you don't have to beat your opponent. You just have to out-endure them.
All right,
You
so
are not wrong.
I'm gonna get some water before we get into this next series, because given how long it took to get those replays, I think we might be in for a marathon.
Well, I mean, I just didn't ask for them,
Okay.
but maybe.
Okay, I was worried that like they just finished like in the middle of tier 1. Like it's like, oh god.
No, I just asked when I was like, hey, we're getting kind of close. I wonder if we got him, and I got him right away. So we'll see what it ends up being.
All right, I will be right back.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah, go for it. Hey, warp gates.
Well, Warpgate is getting water.
Hey, Saetzero.
Nice. Good. That's fixed it. What's up?
You didn't hear that first part. So, in your opinion, what's the best Terran color?
White. Absolutely white.
No shit, for real? You're my hero.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
All
back.
right. Fantastic.
You just scored 10 out of 10.
Or maybe I'm colorblind. You have no idea.
Warp gates.
What?
What's the best Terran color?
Dude, I've said red already. Like I gotta stick to my word.
No,
I
you can hedge your
respect your
bets.
decision, but please step off the cast.
Yeah. Well, we got one more set, so we're not stepping off nothing. Tier 0 action heading your way. We got Zen BW. That's the winner side versus Exit Nas. And again, we got some CPL kind of veterans that have been around, barely making out. The Blime got eliminated in the losers final, so a 3rd place again for someone that we would have loved to see.
Exactly. Exit was the one that wiped out the Australian hero Nebulime.
Totally excited to see this match. I know nothing. I know nothing about Zen. I've never seen him play, but Exit Nas was on my team back in flying SCVs, and I know he's good.
All right, in the bottom right, may I add once again from Team 3. So we got 3 out of 4 finalists, right? The magenta Protoss Zen, aka Meditations, and on the top left in the weird, gross fleshy color, it's the Terran player Exit.
Right?
Yeah. Now, you mentioned a lot of these people are on your team. Are you saying the fix is in? Are you admitting this on
Oh
air?
yeah, yes. Corrupt People's League. I casted games and stream cheated. Confirmed. Oh wait, shit! Is my mic on? Oh god.
No, you're good. Your mic's good. Listen. This CPL 8, new year. It's about transparency, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Hey, we also don't have to watch Zerg. No more ZVP. No more shenanigans. A gentleman's matchup. PVT. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a gentleman's matchup, or it could be cavemen, right? Like, it's like 75% of the time it's gentlemen, and then the rest is pure caveman.
Yeah, I definitely see that, but I think the caveman is, tier 0, there's more eloquence. We don't need to be just barreling down with like 6 factory pushes and 2 fact to punish like early expansions. We don't need to be going crazy, so I was fully expecting the standard stuff that you could just say in your sleep. I'll catch you at like 7 minutes when maybe decisions get made.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna be petty for a little bit. You know that I've had this argument with Deadline before about how I think Terran should wall more, and he thinks that it's not worth it. Hey, exit, beat Nebelheim, and exit is walling at the ramp, alright? Look, QED, Terran should wall at the ramp.
Yeah, and exit has to be real smart. If he beat Nebelheim in TVT...
Exactly, dude. Like...
I mean, there's no reason not to. You're right. Walling is definitely a good thing. I don't do it, but I'm a jackass, so...
As long as you admit that you're a jackass, we can appreciate that. Factory on the way, guys pull out gas. Should be that early expansion for exit whenever they get to that point. And meditations, nothing unusual just yet. Didn't get an early zealot, I don't think. So that's really the only thing. It's hard to fill the time. You've watched so many PvTs so many times, like you know how the early game's gonna go. We gotta just talk about not StarCraft for 5 minutes. It's just insane.
Well, you were talking about the early game. We still have 3 guys in gas.
He did pull them off, and now he's putting them back on.
Right.
It did go down to 1. I saw that.
So is it gonna be 2 fact? Is it gonna be drop? So I don't think you can really build the machine shop gracefully from this position, right? I don't know. So it seems like it might be more of a vulture drop. I love the fake bunker at the front, or is it just real bunker with gas?
I'm quite confused as to what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, the little intricacies of what we're seeing here. One vulture does go out, machine shop being added. I guess we're going to see what that first upgrade is. But if this...
Well, we should have a second fact, or a starport, or a CC by now.
Now, CC is about to start. You see the SUV in position and not producing any more Marines. Having that bunker up is going to be just enough. Goon does get forward, and everything looks so normal to that Goon. He has no idea the little mysteries that lie within the base.
Yeah. Yeah, Exit has almost 500 gas right now. Is it just a mistake? I don't know. We'll find out.
Quick shout out to Zen, blocking the ramp with the Goon, stopping the vulture. Nice.
Alright, it will be spider mines being researched with tanks being made, so, maybe it's the consideration for a little push. Actually, with more Marines being made, seems pretty reasonable if you want to put the pressure on. Goon is going to chip away at this bunker. No repair just yet. Let's see if he does pull down SCVs. Does he care?
There's a tank coming to drive the Goon away.
Yeah, he's going to push this Goon back.
Yeah,
he might get it.
Yeah, he's not going to push anything. He's just going to kill that Goon.
It's free real estate.
Exactly.
Oh, that is just unfortunate. That first Goon is not what you want to look for, especially now when it's the really aggressive tank is here.
Yeah.
That is not what you're about. As spider mines are finished, a little tiny force is going to start moving forward, laying mines and just making whatever push could happen from Zen just be a little bit slower, unfortunately.
Okay, here we go,
This
guys.
is good for his push out.
Yeah.
It covers his butt, so to speak.
Now, there's 2 factories. It's 2 fact after all. We're good.
Yeah, fact and then armory.
Exactly.
Fact. Okay.
Well, this move out pretty ambitious, but actually keeps the tank alive? Question mark? No repair.
Ooh,
But
nice pickoff.
Yeah, but there's just 1 Goon left.
Ooh, but mine are done. You get up in there. Could you mine up? I think there's an opportunity.
Oh my god, this mine could go on the probes.
Oh, the mine.
Oh no,
That was so
it goes
close.
south instead.
Yeah, and if there was a repair on that 1 tank, though, that push would have been terrifying to deal with. But unfortunately, a little bit of a fumble does get away with it. I was doing a good job, just trying to get everything set up back at home. Instead, look at all these factories. They're all over the place, but it's still a lot of things are being made here. Even Goliath behind this, just in case there's a drop. So I think I think we're going to see a little bit of the aggression reasonably soon from Exit. At least the Terran side of it doesn't look super normal. Zenzo, man, does it get more standard than this?
I love this decision from Exit to amp up the aggression, because if we look, Zen only has 2 gateways and he's trying to take a third. This is the optimal time to try to be aggressive.
Well, I don't know. I feel like losing those units early is like what let Zen know that he could do this, and like I think we're seeing more gateways. We have an observer in the base seeing these factories. Like I feel like Zen feels pretty good, especially because there's only 1 machine shop. Like the tank count is not going to be large at all.
Oh,
you definitely don't want to donate these goods though.
Oh, but donating goods to mines is another thing.
Yeah, Observer does get to the base, sees what's going on here, sees his factory count, so, you know, it could be a little bit dangerous, but at least Protoss knows what's going on. We'll see what the adaptation is, and look at that. We're actually getting the Robo support bay, maybe reverse to help out as the shuttle's nearing completion. Or no, it's another Observer behind it? What the... Dude, you're killing me. Just...
Yeah. He's like building his support bay, like rubbing his hands together, like, yes, I'll make the casters confused. Excellent.
And Starport on the way. I like what we're seeing from Exit. This is very cool. And the Starport's so away from the factories, trying to hide it from this observer. Does that actually see it? No, it's barely out of vision.
And the
barely out of vision.
Oh, surely he knows about it now. Yeah. Even so, the fake out's kind of nice.
These tanks are squeezed up outside his natural. Goons are going to try to go forward here. It's going to be pretty hard to go in. He's not committing as fast as he can.
The goons. No, the mines clean up everything. What happened? I did not think this push was going to do nearly this much damage. The shuttle comes back home like, oh yeah, I got to transport something. The vultures are in the natural mineral line.
Fiesta.
Oh my god, the next goon gets blown up. What is happening in this game?
I hate this game. There's so few years left. There's a zealot in the shuttle. It's his own personal one. Gonna try to drop it, but there's 5 tanks here. The line's gonna show up for a little anti-air support, but you just have no goons. Like, vultures are raiding these bases. This is just a train wreck.
Yeah, I'm really surprised this happened. Like, Zen saw everything that was coming. I guess just didn't make enough stuff. They had kind of a really bad fight here at the ramp.
Yeah, with the loss of all these probes, that's kind of cementing the deal and putting a nail in the coffin.
I mean, a loss of all the life here. It's everything's dying at this point. It doesn't even matter. So many tanks still alive, marching up the siege. That third base is definitely dead.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
Yes. Look at the value.
Tanks are still pretty good, though. Even with as much as you're trying to do with this shuttle, you're trying to make a miracle with it, dropping everything you can, finally unsieging these tanks to help out. But even just
I love the effort.
Yeah, trying. All right, but that Terran aggression seals up game 1. A little bit interesting that it got to that point, but if that's the first one, we'll see what ends up happening. I'm just happy so many of these games are a little bit weird, a little unusual. So it's been very exciting throughout the entire cast so far.
Not one tier has disappointed me thus far.
Yeah, these have all been pretty good games.
Yeah, I think I'm still most impressed with the mental fortitude of the 5 pool on the 4-player map. The animal instincts to go for that.
Like a criminal undercover.
All right, in the top right of...
Stop. You stop before you get us muted.
The top right of Butter, the purple Terran. Exit. In the bottom left, the Navy Protoss. I literally forgot his name. Zen. Meditations. I can't read it. I have no short-term memory. I literally spaced out.
Meditations.
Exactly.
So, like, do you think X is going to be try to be aggressive again? I haven't really thought about this matchup on how this map would go, but with like all the attack paths, I think like if Protoss like I have no idea.
It's a tough call.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because on a two-player map, you know where your opponent is, right? So it makes the opportunity of 12 Nexus much less likely. Because you're going to get scouted no matter what, right? So they're more likely to do one of those standard builds, like 8 core, 2 gate, something like that. So you kind of have to factor that in if you're Terran and opening up.
Yeah, and the Blime and Chaz, like you mentioned more, I'm thinking of like gas steel, very viable on the two-player maps, and unlike Eclipse, like this is a reasonably short distance to move. I think you could time that out to be effective here. It'd be hard to block your ramp too. It's like to block the entrance.
Sure,
Yeah.
it would have been good. Of course, we'd see the probe already taking the gas by now, so we know that's not the case. I wonder what Zen does have up his sleeve.
Well, putting a little bit of a wall up by the front, so whatever they're doing, they're going to at least try to hide it a little bit.
And we do have the Terran walling again at the front. Just, another point in my favor.
Again, it fully admitted it's worth doing.
Right.
Yeah, not even getting out an early Zell to put any kind of pressure on. Just going right for the core again. Seems reasonable.
I really want to see if we see all of the SCVs stay in gas again, or if that was just a fluke in the first game.
Yeah, last game I feel like that was a mistake because he wanted to expand.
Well, I mean, he's got all the guys in the gas and over 100 now.
Yeah, he's committed. This could easily be a 2-fact.
This
I
probe,
don't hate it.
this probe.
I mean, I hate it, but I don't hate it.
This probe's been a little bit sus over here. What's it doing going to the third base?
Proxy
Hey.
Robo!
I mean, look at the SCV over by the third base of the fucking
Yeah.
Protoss.
Oh my God.
Proxy
There's gonna be
Starport. Oh, please.
Or it could be like a 2-fact with one of the factories proxied.
Oh, that would be super
Yeah,
cool.
that's a fun one too. Oh
This
my God, the Marine
is
finds
so
it!
smart.
What a hero.
That's so smart.
That is brutal. It's
Oh,
happening.
and there's an eBay block in the natural Protoss, so it's like he wasn't gonna expand there, but now that the proxy's canceled, he wants to. So there's an eBay. Like I said, it does go down before the Nexus actually could go down.
It's still just annoying. Just showing your opponent you know exactly what's going on. No big deal.
I'd like
Oh,
to see
all
where
this-
all this
all
gas
this-
from exit's going.
Yeah, that SUV's still on that right side, still hanging out. Will there be something proxied here? I'm like waiting for it to happen. It makes sense here,
Starport.
and it will be that
Yes!
starport.
I called it.
Nice. All right. Think about when you put the starboard here, like the units have to get down to this dropship, right? So like, Zen might see like 3 vultures come out of the Terran main and be like, "Wait a minute, where are those going?"
Yeah. Now, see, I am a little bit more concerned because, unlike some of the other maps where I could see like what you'd be doing here, because we see Vulture Speed on the way, there's not that great spot in the main to drop off things in like the darkness of vision, where it's like then they just show up out of nowhere and start annihilating probes. Like I think you drop it anywhere in this main, and it's gonna get seen. So I don't know if like speed is the upgrade you really want to be going for here.
So the biggest factor with that concept will be Zen's reaction time to the drop. Because that speed will make or break the difference between him being able to kill off maybe 5 probes or maybe 10 probes, depending on how fast Zen can actually react to the drop, getting the goons in their places at the right time.
all seems pretty reasonable here. But I think just everything for the Protoss getting delayed a little bit with the attempt at the proxy, like slowing down the Nexus, slowing down some of the production. So we'll see if it ends up being okay. It's just this one goon. It's pretty far out. So it's like, I think even if you get these vultures out, like you might be able to sneak around that and not get seen at all.
Whoa, and Zen is going for a super fast third here, I think, with this probe moving out.
I mean,
so, like,
is this notably fast though? Like it looks all kind of normal, right? You got your observer, you got your gateways. Like it doesn't seem
6
that
minutes
fast.
pretty standard.
Oh, okay,
But you have to be sure about it.
Yeah, but like, so it's like if this drop doesn't pay off, then Protoss is going to be feeling pretty good because the net command center is not done. I like this mine up here in case somebody finds the proxy. Oh, the observer sees it.
The observer.
Oh my god, the drop.
S rank MVP observer.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the dropship waits for the fourth vulture.
Yeah, that is literally just said the observer. Oh, how many factors you got? And it just rolls into exactly the problem.
Yeah.
Ooh, mine's being laid. There is detection, but still, you gotta be able to manage it. Two goons go down. That's so big.
But overall, I think.
Ooh, so far 3 probes.
This one vulture is like, you can't get his gun to work. There we go.
So end of the day, like, all right, it did some damage. Things are cool, sure, but Exit cut so many workers to make that happen.
Yeah, I think
so much stuff to make that happen. This was not worth it.
I think that's kind of
exchange.
I think that's
5
just
probes.
a disaster for Terran. Even the starport's like, oh, I'm out of here. I don't like that. Like
the control tower just left behind.
Yeah, I feel like maybe now that I think about it, like this is where the observer is going to go, right? Like, so maybe it's a different location for the starport. I don't know where you would want to put it though, if not there.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, like if you're gonna build an observer, just send it to the Terran base. And it's like, hey, I wonder what he's up to. It's literally impossible to not see that.
Right.
Yeah, but hey, you still got this dropship. That's always going to be useful. There's a Wraith actually floating around too. That's interesting. When the hell did that happen?
Oh, yeah,
I kind of like the Wraith idea, especially since he has a robo. Wraiths are really good
fight
anti-shuttle.
over by the 3.
Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Just trading some stuff. A couple tanks are getting killed off. But
wow.
I think with the amount of goons that just got lost, not quite worth it. The observer's going to see it's a little bit more pressure moving forward. They want to secure that control tower. They want to save it.
No, it's been torn down. They're neutral now. They're not enemy combatants anymore. In that control tower.
Yeah, they'll still go for it. Oh, losing that Wraith right in the middle. Oh, a little bit careless. The Vulture too.
Yeah, a couple of goons are moving forward, but again, with all this like freedom to move around here, a couple tanks are out in the field, outnumbering these goons. Gotta be careful. Zen just throws the little tiny groups of units here, and they end up kind of getting lost in the shuffle. But still, doing a good job with their macro. Good amount of workers, trying to produce everything the best they can. And Exit is just having none of this, gonna just march right across the map in a different lane because there's so many choices.
Yeah, we saw a push similar to this work pretty well last game. These tanks are sieging up on this ramp. The goons are not pulled back in time. A lot of free damage dealt here. But
reinforcements are getting picked off by the goons that are already on the map, so at least that is pretty helpful here.
Oof, this tank fire. This is a good position for Terran now.
Yeah, but they are kind of surrounded. They can't be reinforced, though, because of those 3 tanks in the back. I think this tanks might go down eventually. Oh, but Vulture's headed to the 3rd base.
Ooh, we're getting a good number of probe kills here.
Yeah, I like that Exit is not trying to get some kind of advantage back, but losing 3 tanks in the middle of a map like this is not really the way you want to be going about it. Instead, if you can get some decent probe kills over that 3rd, that doesn't seem too bad. The Vulture's already up to 7.
This is fantastic. Already up to 8. He's going to wipe this entire 3rd.
Every probe is dead there. All the goons are pulled, but it's too late.
It's literally next to 4. It's like the pros are just like, hey, boss, can we build a cannon? Give us permission to build that cannon.
That vulture killed all those probes and 3 goons. Disgusting.
And look at the main.
The vultures in the main.
Run
Oh
by.
my god, Exit. Just pulling apart Zen here.
You can't keep
Exit.
getting away with
Yeah,
it.
Oh my god, just getting all the way behind the mineral line here. Not getting any, too many probes here, but there we go.
Hey, for that small investment, evening the word count now actually has a little bit of a lead, and saw the shuttle being made, which again is moving across map completely empty for scouting, for intel.
It must just be rallied from the robo. Like the observer was rallied or something, and now the shuttle's still in the same rally.
Yeah. That is what happened last time.
Yeah, there's literally an observer right where it ended up. So I assume it's the rally.
I'd really like to see him repair this dropship before attempting to go in with it.
I mean, he did fly into the main full of stuff. I think that might have been the plan to begin with. But still, Exit managed to even things up a pretty decent bit here. We see a lot of pros force over on that right side, but Speed Vultures have so many choices of how to maneuver around that. We got to see cannons, kind of all these bases. Still going to be able to just do a little bit of raiding fire if you want to through that one cannon. You want to lose it. This dropship is playing with fire, barely going to survive.
And it has 36 health. Like, it's two goon shots away from being killed here.
Why didn't he repair it?
Dude, Terran doesn't do any of the nice things that they're allowed to do, right? They can repair and they never do it. They can lift their buildings and you watch, like, Lynx kill command centers. Like, they don't wall even though they can do it. Terran players don't know how good they have it, man.
Oh, this dropship. Alright, finally it doesn't get taken down, but there is stuff in the main just trying to be the most annoying Terran possible, but look how much money he's floating. While he's doing all these really fun things that are very entertaining, Vultures again over at that third base, just trying to harass all they can. But when you're floating this much money, being cute at some point is just not going to get the job done.
Yeah, I'd really like to see a lot more factories coming down. Okay, we do see 2 more that are coming down, and well, what's this? He's got some more tech. He's getting his science facility, another armory, 3rd command center. So he's starting to spend now.
I'm going to be able to catch up with that. But we'll see. Like, I feel like every time Zen is trying to get on the map, trying to get something done, it's just not working out as much as you would like. Just little groups of vultures, so many paths to go through. He's finding the ones that don't have the goons and just keep buying time, keep being just annoying as hell here as he's going into another armory, going to be able to keep upgrading. That 3rd CC is nearing completion.
The supply difference is starting to grow, though, as Protoss's supply easily surpasses Terran's. All the harassment with the Vultures has been great and everything. And if we look at the supply lead, yeah, Exit's got it right now, for sure. But this needs to translate into something that'll grant him a lead.
Yeah, especially when you consider that 20 of that supply is, like... The Terran has, like, 20 more probes.
It's getting worse.
Yeah.
It's just these little vultures here and there doing so much big damage. And I wonder if Zen's kind of getting stuck in some bad spots where it's like, maybe you don't realize how many probes you're losing from all this harass because it's just not being built up again the way you think it would.
Yeah.
And with Arbiter being the choice and this tribunal just being started, it's not like, oh, I would get prepared for this big attack real soon. Your power unit is going to be a while before it's ready.
Yeah, so I think if Terran can survive the next minute or two of the game with this supply deficit, like, they'll be way ahead. Especially if this 3rd base can get up.
So there's a CC by the
Why
natural,
the CC at the 9?
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Well, there's another CC already completed that was built in the main, flying over to the top left. Exit is just throwing a bunch of stuff at a wall and seeing what sticks. So far, it seems like everything is going to be reasonably okay. It looks like Protoss might... Oh no, well, didn't even find it. He's going to find a couple vultures though.
If he just moves down just a little bit.
Yeah, but why would you? Why would there be something there? Why would you even waste
You
your time
wouldn't.
looking?
A unit would have to be dumb and path down there for stupid, dumb AI reasons, which is a possibility.
Oh yeah, that could easily happen.
Especially with goons of all
Yeah,
units. Sheesh.
But at least Zen did take their own fourth base in a reasonable location. See a probe moving out here. There's some mines are going to block off the attempt at the fifth if that ends up being where he wants to go. But maybe he goes for the 9. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. I'm calling it now. Like, this probe goes to expand at the regular 5th base, sees that it's blocked, and then moves up to where this command center is.
That'd be funny. I would not mind that at all. Zen has all his arms still pushing up to that top left. He's going to be able to stop this base that just landed, but we've already seen so many move outs from exit during different paths when the Zen's like pushing really far forward. Will this trigger the attempt at a counterattack?
Oh,
Big
look
fight
at
gonna
this.
start.
Look at Exit. He's so smart. He's already moving his army into position.
Exactly.
He knows what's going on.
Look at this death ridge with these fucking tanks.
Oh, yeah.
This is a nightmare.
So everything is so choked up, these tanks have a field day. It does so much damage.
Yeah, now that there's not very many zealots left, you cannot push into such a small bottleneck with all those tanks there.
And look, vultures again. Just the minimal investment. Just keep being annoying, keep trying to throw your opponent off. All the stuff from the Zen's up there. He finds his 4th base, going to try to harass. 3 cans for defense will at least make that not as good, thankfully.
Yeah, I mean, all the vultures go down, but there's a decent amount of probes.
And just keep resetting stuff. No big deal.
Yeah, I'm really, really liking this position for Exit. The only thing that I really wish he would do is start his next set of upgrades 3-2. I mean, as I say that, of course he starts +3 weapons, Casper's Curse. There you go.
And he's just gonna. The pros trying to take the 5th is just gonna make the pylon make the can.
Yeah, I'll do that.
He'll wait patiently. Exit's 4th is not mining. I think that's like, I didn't think I'd get this far kind of 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, now there's
there is a real 4th, over on the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
side. That could be mining.
Well, I like the depot wall at the 3rd.
Yeah, completely block off that entrance. It's like, oh, you just can get back there? Alright. Never mind.
That seems pretty reasonable to me. I just like throughout all this little harassment here and there, Exit, like the supply keeps growing a little bit. He keeps having this like 10-15 worker lead. And, as he's been upgrading, like he's already shown that how he's playing the matchup has been pretty effective. When he gets max and gets that like real death ball, it's gonna be so hard to deal with.
I don't like this attack on this base. There's already a wall up the ramp. There's tanks up on the high ground. Like, I don't think Zen should be taking this.
Oh, this is great. All the wall plays, like Exit is playing this so smartly. Like he's kind of just roaming around with his army in the middle and then responding to wherever Zen goes. It's such a fantastic play.
Yeah, I do think that's going to be key to playing on this game. It's just having knowledge of where your opponent's army is. This poor Zoe, it's on move command.
Mine's going off, killing off some Kuros units in the middle. I think Exit's army got split up a little bit by all this terrain, but still keeping everything mostly together. Shuttle is going to drop some zealots, some tanks get caught outside of being in siege mode, but there's just so much muscle here, it doesn't even matter at this point. Gets to scan to make sure the cloak's not going to be doing the big damage. EMP goes down as well. And
oh, but the EMP missed, and the stasis already went off.
Yeah, now the arbiters are in the picture. The scales are going to tip a little bit, and we're going to have to start seeing a little bit of a different reaction from Exit now.
I mean, he has 82 workers, though. He can do whatever he wants, just throw stuff at you.
I'm pretty sure Terran should stop making workers at this point. Like, I think you have enough.
He's still producing more.
Oh my god. Maybe this is Nebline. Like Nebline, like when he lost to Exit, like DDoSed him and then took over his account so he could keep playing.
You think the blind would do any of these openings?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, dude. Everyone loves that kind of stuff. Oh my god, all these units walking into mines again, but this base, all the defenders are out of position for Exit, and Zen is just diving on the mineral line, doesn't care about fighting these tanks at all.
Oh, this is going to be a free base for Zen.
Well, I mean, I think all these units are going to go down. Like, I don't know if it's worth it. Like, Command Center's not even going to fall here, I think. Well, never mind. It's going down. Because no repair.
Free.
What did I say? What did I say? Terran doesn't repair the Command Center.
Still, Zen is losing a lot for his attack. I did see a probe go to the 9, so that base has been found. We'll see what ends up being if Zen wants to do anything about it. But I think like as we're getting to like this real late game part of it, right? With arbiters and recalls, because the army is always in like this top section by these bases, always in the map in one of these lanes, like recalling the main to kill production seems so good, and it's like Exit doesn't have a lot of mines there. There's plenty of room, not enough turrets to stop you.
If you look at his third, that's where he reacted most. He put up a lot of additional turrets there, as well as the path upwards into the main. There's a lot of additional turrets there as well. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier when I said there should be a reaction from Exit about this, and that's kind of what we were expecting.
Dude, I like how Exit didn't save that command center up at the third base, but then is losing all his SCVs to repair this one that's absolutely going to die anyway. Like,
He's still got 69. It's good.
Yeah.
Well, that top left base, that's a reasonable base. This one, it's a moral victory if you keep it.
Right.
You know, I was really in love with the position that Exit was in, but now I have kind of mixed feelings about where we're at in this game. If we look at Zen, he's got his 5th base that's now up and mining.
I still love Exit's position. I think he's taken the base over at 3. A probe is hanging out and watching him do it. But I think
it's
like,
over, but
it's definitely not over. But I think like Exit, as these upgrades are about to finish up, he still has that big worker lead. The supply has been ahead for Terran or even for a very significant amount of time. And I think as this game like keeps going like further like this, it's going to be hard for Zen to take the more bases he's going to need as things get mined out. He doesn't have like an extra main to build a lot more gateways, so it's kind of going to be around what he's going to get for the game. I think it's going to be hard for Zen to really punch through any kind of big attack.
See here, Exit is setting up on this high ground.
yeah, you might be right, especially with this preemptive setup that Exit's doing. It's a push into his base. It looks like Zen's going to try to commit here with a pincer move on both sides from both the top and the bottom, but there's just too many tanks. And the cloaking from the Arbiters just doesn't matter with those science vessels there.
Pretty good stasis, though, at least trying to mitigate this the best they can, but it doesn't matter.
It was so late in the fight, like the tanks had already done so much damage.
It just doesn't feel like the attack was cohesive enough to really make an impact. That, or there was just too many siege tanks.
I think
Exit's 3-2 on mech.
I think. Oh my god! Look at all these bases that Exit is taking on this map. I think he's about to retake the 9.
This is the right move.
Oh god, I don't like this. I don't know about this move. I think everything is so stasis. This whole army's gonna get cleaned up.
Oh, this attack was the wrong move. I like the base taking, but not this attack.
Yeah.
I mean, he's baiting out
good EMP.
His base. He hit the EMP beforehand, so all these arbiters actually are getting pretty reset here. Like I said, he's really just trying to muscle forward. At some point, it's like there's no vultures. It's just these tanks, not even like Goliaths or anything to help mitigate it. But it does buy a lot of time for that top left base to get reestablished.
But I think losing your army is a lot worse than getting base. Especially like, what are you even gonna do with this many mining bases? Like, I don't know.
Well, see, now this is
Attacking mercilessly. That's been Exit's strategy the whole game.
I guess.
Attack at all costs. I have money. I can just build more.
I guess, but his army is so depleted now. Like, there's a certain point of critical mass that you need as Terran to really be effective. Even if you reinforce at low numbers, against a Protoss with good production and a high supply, it's just not enough.
I don't know here. Seems like...
And check out Zen's upgrades. Damn.
Yeah, definitely. Both players been focusing pretty heavily on that. It seems like we're maybe gonna pause all the fighting for a little bit while both players remax. And both players are on a very healthy number of bases. Oh, here we go. Actually, Exit is moving towards the 3 o'clock base. I'm gonna deny this.
Yeah, Zen's forced to cancel it. That's the right move. I mean, you're forced to in that situation. You don't have any army on that side. And now it looks like he's going to try to push up and aggress this 3 o'clock position. And I don't know. The stasis is good, but does he have enough?
I'm not sure, because I think it's just going to be another fight where things kind of get reset back to neutral. So a lot of these fights have been going one way or the other, but not by enough of a margin where you can take that next step and actually put pressure on one of these bases. So it's just Exit is enjoying another base over on that left side, and Zen's not trying to take the 9. He's going to maybe try to take the 3, but as you expand further in the map, it's just going to be harder and harder to hold.
Right. I feel like it's kind of a conflicted position for Exit. On the one hand, yeah, he gets to enjoy the extra macro and the extra income from his bases that he took. But at the same time, losing your army, resets are harder on Terran than it is for Protoss, for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. We could see like the resupply is getting harder and harder as things go on. Just not that many factories, not that many machine shops that make the tanks as they're going through with all this money. You know, maybe you could be doing something better with this. I'm surprised though, like with Exit opening with drops, and you know, I think is willing to be flexible with the attacks. It feels very single-minded what we've seen for the last like 10 minutes. It's just, I have all this stuff, I'm going to attack here, not like multiple locations, no little harassment, and try to pull your opponent out of position. A couple of games are going to go to the top left and try to put some kind of pressure as a little squad's moving north. That's not enough to do anything. Like, I just don't see either side punching through with any kind of big attack. It's going to be so difficult.
Dude, he bailed so hard on this base. As soon as Bryce shut up, he lit the command center, just pulled out completely. Like, didn't try to send vultures or anything. And now his command center is gonna get picked up by these units, I think.
One thing that we really must consider here is the stamina of both players.
Oh, yeah.
This is, what, game 2, and we're 28 minutes in. They're probably both exhausted, so the decision-making's probably going to start to veer off a little bit for both sides.
Well, also, it's the finals of a tournament. You had to work your way through, and Exit had to play a TBT before this in the loser side of the bracket, so you played a lot of StarCraft today. Yeah, definitely staying focused at this point in the game is probably very difficult.
That's right. If you're watching this, you know, really respect these players for moving the way they do, because they've gone this far.
It's starting to look like Protoss is running over a Terran defense here. Like, the Terran army is so split up. These tanks are undefended. We saw one base go down already. This army might move into this third base again.
Yeah, see, I just don't think you can win TVP on 7 fact at 29 minutes. It's just not possible.
Well, I mean, so far this game is getting more and more in Zen's favor, so I guess you might be right on this one. I am just very surprised that we have not seen even an attempt at a recall this entire game. It feels like it could have been exactly the kind of move to get Exit out of position, but maybe Zen just didn't want to have his army committed for the attack, so he couldn't use it to defend.
Recall's a ladder thing, not a CPL thing.
Whoa. CPL 8, make recall great again, come on.
Make recall great again.
Well, it seems like maybe Terran is going to be able to keep this base alive. Actually, that other command center that I thought was dead is here. It's floating in the corner. Oh my god, this is such a scrappy fight here. Like, the SCBs might be the one
that's
clean this
enough
up.
still. It pisses this home base off too. Then he's finding these little opportunities, little hit squads that are doing way more damage than you think they would. Exit really on the ropes at this point. I don't know what you're gonna do at this point to get back in the game.
I don't think there's going to be time. I think Perez is going to keep just like sending waves of units in here.
It feels like we're watching two boxers in a ring that are both panting and sweating and can barely keep their composure, throwing swings at each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think Butter's a pretty good map for that kind of playstyle too. With like, you can see like the attack over on that right side, and then Zen just like, well, I'm gonna send all this army over to the left, and it's like a totally different path. Like, dude, it's so hard to get in position to defend any of this. I think Terran at this point just trying to put out fires and play defense like this. Really just gonna be on Zen doing whatever they want to do. Another attack over at that top side after he already decimated the right side base. Exit's trying to move across it, and I think when he gets there, like, Zen could just keep doing this all day.
I think this D-Matrix, I mean, the way with tanks might be enough. It will stop this attack from Protoss, but it's already killed that in base. Right to say that Protoss comes back in with all these speed cells. Oh, and a storm from somewhere. I didn't know that tech was even in this game anymore.
Yeah, I saw that got researched at like 27 minutes, so like, ooh, maybe storms. That could happen.
This was a fantastic game, and I definitely have a lot of appreciation for both players for lasting this long and consuming their stamina to play this long in the tournament up until the finals. But, you know, without any mining bases for exit, it's clear who the victor is here.
Yeah, I was like the way he started. I'm like, there's a but to this sentence, and I can't wait to hear it. You're trying to like not offend people, man. You gotta just make it to say like, exit, you fucked up, man.
No, I'm a diplomat. I don't know. See, hey.
Yeah, we need like a CPL newsletter and be like, Forte trash talks exit. Like,
never. I love to pick out people's best moves, their strengths. I love to pull that out of them. I don't like to go on the negative side.
Yeah, like Refrigerator points out in chat, at one point Protoss was down like more than 20 probes in that game.
There's many points I think that was true. They were down like 30 supply and behind on upgrades at a point too. So really just a great job by Zen to stay in that game and get that job done. But that does get us to a game 3, and hey, we might still have another best of 3 after this too.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm so hyped. I'm ready for another best of 3. I don't even care. Are you guys ready? I'm ready.
I'm always ready.
Dude, I've been casting for like 9 hours today.
Like I said, you fucked up. You fucked up by volunteering to do more than 5. That's your problem.
I'm starting to like my vision is blurring. Like I even forgot to announce these players. In the bottom left, we got the green Terran exit. In the top right, the yellow Protoss Zen. We're on Eclipse.
Ew, yellow on Protoss.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, it's so bland.
This isn't the normal yellow. I think this is like the banana yellow. Like, it seems a little bit
yellow.
No, it's off. If you do shift tab, it's a bit different.
No, press F5 and look at it in the old.
No, yeah,
it's clearly yellow.
They are different when you shift tab.
Yeah, it's different. Look, I might be like exhausted from all these games, but I know yellow, all right.
What? They're different.
Yeah,
you guys are right.
Yeah, you think we're alive? This is the lemon lime color. Not just the straight.
So, which one's better, lemon or lime?
In this case, definitely the real yellow.
Lime.
I think is better.
Yeah.
I will fight you.
I'm waiting for Like when Cold goes to sleep later, it's just gonna like vulture raids. It's just that's just gonna be nightmares.
Oh no, dude! I already like every couple of months I have a StarCraft dream, and it's one of those dreams where like you can't move quickly. It's always like I like see a drop coming, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to stop this, but it's like going through molasses, and I can't get there in time. Every time, dude.
Don't worry, that happens to me in actual games.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm like, oh, there's a drop. Nice. It's like,
yeah. It's like, oh well, here we go. There go all my probes.
It'd be a real shame if I lost all these probes right now. hey, we did get through an early game on Eclipse without shenanigans, so you'll have to have a long game. I would not have blamed Zen, especially for, just throwing down some proxy gates, getting a little aggressive on it, but both players were going to be playing a normal game, and you could really slice up this map and turn this into a long match on Eclipse too, so these guys, we were talking about stamina, but I think they're just ready to rock and try to get us into that reset bracket.
Right. Like I mean, we've seen two player maps in a row, and Zen hasn't even thought about stealing gas. Like, if you want to talk about honorable Protoss, we'll ignore the fact that he was trying to proxy something in the last game.
Well, no, maybe that's just a scouter pylon, man.
Yeah.
He didn't try this. He didn't start it.
You don't know. It could be anything.
Yo, check this out. Zen mining 1 gas, 1 probe.
That's interesting.
Check this out. Exit's mining 4 guys, and the guys are...
Oh my god.
These guys are definitely exhausted.
I'm sure.
No, well, you know what? I'm pretty sure we're about to see 2-fact for real this time. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah. About this Protoss gas, like, I've seen you pull 1 guy off of gas when you start range so that you can get the Nexus faster. I haven't seen go down to 1 gas. I don't know what the math is on that. And actually, we're actually seeing more guys go back in gas.
I think he just did what you just said.
Yeah, I don't know how much I like that though, because like it's not going to stop your goon production. You got range on the way, like all that should be okay, but you're not building up any of that bank to like get that robo comfortably and produce 2 gateways worth of goons. I think you might have a point where you have to kind of chill out a little bit. And oh man, look at this! Exit is gonna get that bunker up at the front.
Dirty move.
He's gonna pretend to expand.
And like Zen,
Such a weird spot for the bunker, though.
Yeah, it's like at that point, it's like so far forward that you're like, hold on a minute, what are you trying to make me think here? But the problem is that Zen already took some shield damage, so you can't really afford to dive past the bunker to get a peek at where the command center would be. Oh, it's double machine shot 2-fact. We're gonna see just like pure tank come across the map.
Yeah, so if it's double machine shop, this probably is a Joyo rush, and the end result will be a bunch of Marines, 3 siege tanks pushing out. Maybe he brings some SCVs, maybe he doesn't. Depends on how hard he wants to commit. But at the same time, he's researching speed and mines and producing vultures behind to reinforce, and that's the killing blow.
It's called a
Joyo rush. I heard you say Joyo. I'm like, what fucking year is this? 2003?
You talk as much shit as you want about it. It's a strong rush.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's just like, man, pulling out something that you could actually fully read about on Liquipedia. Crazy.
It's on Liquipedia. Yeah. You can read the whole thing.
Yeah,
I took a couple games in my preseason doing it.
Nice. Oh yeah, I think I remember you like casting that group. You just 2-facted everybody. It was amazing. So we do have
so dirty.
We do have this group moving out, and they're taking the long route around just to avoid any observers or any scouting like that. And Zen, oh my god, Zen's just grease. Like each game getting a faster third.
Oh no, this is not what you want to do. Is take a third against 2-fact.
I mean, you don't want to be with your goons at home, not even seeing them move out.
Yeah, I think this was not even on Zen's radar here.
Yeah, and with the observer tech that's available instead of Reaver, and it's just goons that are available, this is going to be a really tough hold for Zen.
Oh, the vultures get past the goons are killing probes, but I don't think it matters. There's no micro on these goons. They're getting absolutely plopped by this Terran army here.
I think this is just about over.
Yeah, so it feels pretty bad to see that bunker up with the natural. It's like, you thought I wanted to play a real game, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, props to Exit for playing so smartly, though.
Oh, 2 observers. Here we go. That'll save the day. Dude, what if they just put a little gun on an observer? Right?
What, like the StarCraft 2, how the High Templars could technically attack
Yes.
Okay, so that was a quick another win for Exit, which that means I need Series 2. Snipe, keep it in the big suspense, just sending me stuff right now. Alright. That makes organizing things just much more exciting. Thank you, Snipe.
Yo, Snipe is the man.
Don't inflate his ego too much.
But it's so true. Snipe, what's up? You're the man.
Well, speaking of people that are the people for helping out, as always, I think Forte, you were helping out with this, and Pete and Queen for running these King of the Tier tournaments. Always a fun time. I'm sure everyone appreciates playing in them.
Yeah, it was a blast administrating it. I like to do it, so.
Yeah, that's how I think of a really fun time. It's calling it administration.
All right.
Well, it's kind of what it is.
We're in the spooky Halloween colors. At the bottom left, it's the orange Sharon Exit. At the top left, the purple Protoss. Zen. We're back on Polyvoid.
I love this color matchup. Don't you dare switch it.
Yellow versus yellow. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I would
Okay.
never do that.
Yeah. All right, you know what? I'm gonna take a stand. Earlier tonight, I said that red is the best color, but we've seen purple a lot. I'm feeling pretty strongly about purple. I think purple looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, purple's great.
I'm not going to argue on that. It's, yeah.
All right, so what do we... Oh. No, it's normal time for this Zelda, please. For this probe, I believe. I was like, are we seeing something cheeky from...
Hey, settle
Zen?
down.
No. Dude, I told you, I'm excited. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
No, it's cool. Second best of 3, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does this have the same vibe as the Attentat series? Does someone get real fucking sweaty?
Yeah.
After the second one.
I know, we've seen that game on Butter. That was a pretty sweaty game already. Like both people trying to proxy.
That's like the hardest thing though when you're playing a series. You play that long game, and then like it worked out for Exit, but the next game where you're just like, what if I just do a timing attack and just let it rock? Like, Just, like had the fortitude to not just do that all the time. I don't know how people do it. I just fall victim to that personally easily.
So, exits 8 p.m. Go.
Oh.
I mean, when you've already played like 45 minutes worth of series, it feels like you should try to relax a little, but I guess not.
I mean, I think when you get this high, you just like hotkey your command center to 1 and then hold down the 1 key. Like, I don't even think you're clicking fast to do that.
Yeah, as long as you're not messing up the build, have whatever fun you want to end up having. Yeah. Now, we do see 2 guys in the gas after the factory gets started. So
I was going to point that out. That's important.
All right, what does that mean, Terror Player? Because I actually don't know. Is it more likely to be Starport, like, or Siege Expand? I don't know.
Well, typically when there's just 1 on gas, you want to do the fast expansion after factory, right? And then when you have 3 on gas, you want to do the full 2 factory push. So this has to be something in between. I don't really see it being like a 2 factory build.
Could it be like an FD?
This could be like a fast expand with a starport behind it. I'm really not sure because I don't see 2 in gas very often, even from the pros that I study.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure. I haven't seen it a lot.
Also, we should factor in could be a mistake. Remember, these
Right.
guys are exhausted right now.
Yeah. Oh, the SCV makes it into the main. Isn't going to see, it's going to confirm that it's a very standard build here.
Yeah, so he should feel all right if he wanted to take an expansion, but he definitely doesn't. He put a third guy back
Yeah.
on gas.
Yeah, he did that earlier in the other set too, and I'm just not 100% sure what was the difference. Is this going to be the starport that I think was that the game that he did the starport play?
It should be starport or early research from the factory or something. Otherwise, I just think it's kind of a mistake if you're not getting your fast expansion CC down or getting extra factories or even getting your armory up for a fast upgrade.
Yeah. I mean, we do see mines on the way, another bunker being placed down, and we'll see if it ends up being real or not. There is a zealot moved forward, so he gets spotted by some marines, should see the tank as well. Now, all I just want to see from Zen is not be so quick to take that third as recklessly as we've seen in the other games, because I feel like he almost got punished in game 2, and then it definitely got punished in game 3, so an adaptation from Zen would be really good.
I feel like this is a good approach from Zen right now. He's taking his nat, it's up, he's going 2-gate robo, that's probably going to be a transition into observers, and that's super safe.
It's just how fast he takes the third has been the problem.
No, Zen already donated a zealot, and this goon came out here for some reason, then it's getting picked off. Looks like we'll make it away. But the vulture now is going to head straight to the Protoss Natural. Probably not going to make it in there, but we'll be able to put mines out in front.
He should walk the long way with this goon. Oh no, not this route.
Oh boy.
Oh, please don't walk into that. Thank you.
Nice dodge. Oh, these mines here. Suddenly this little push. Oh, that mine did 0 damage. Nice.
That was close.
So that a probe finishing the job? Fantastic. But the force does show up at the front. Siege mode is about halfway done, so that's not going to be useful. I do what they can.
Okay, Protoss should hold this, no problem.
Yeah, I don't even think you needed to pull the probes. Like,
no, he didn't.
It's 4 goons versus a tank. Like,
yeah, when you have 4 goons versus a tank, you should feel very confident as a Protoss player. You just walk up, 2 volleys, and that tank is gone.
Right.
Now CC is done. Going to start mining there. Second factory being added on behind that. Looks like we're going to get an eBay on the way. I'm curious to see if it's going to be a lot more factories here, if we're going to be seeing stuff more meant for the mid game, or will it be still armories, getting your size facility really going after that big death army, because Exit did look pretty comfortable on that big late game style. It's just as that game went on, I think some of the positioning, not focusing on what you need to. But he's going to have access to other mains for extra factories if he needs them. I think won't be quite the problem on this map that it was on Butter if the game goes long.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. But look at this. Look at this full wall at the natural that Zen's committing to.
You can get in between the pylon and the train, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that goon does.
Oh, okay. Jeez, that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah,
I looked at
it does help. Gives you a board is easy to close to make sure vultures don't run in, because the Exit has shown a love of just throwing vultures whenever the fuck he wants.
So you did want to see Zen not get another fast third, but that is what we're seeing here. This time, I don't know how to feel about these high ground thirds, like especially in these positions, because like it is really good to have a high ground, but it's also like very close to where the Terran's going to be good to be pushing from. So I don't know how that works out in the end.
Yeah, you make a good point. I think I'd rather him taking the 12, which is farther away from Terran.
And it has gas.
Distance-wise, and has gas. Yeah, you're right.
And more minerals, actually.
I personally like taking the third that we're seeing here, while having the extra gas and the ramps and stuff at the 12 was nice. If Terran gets on that ridge because you're not trying to contest it, you just let them have it. That is a terrible spot to be in.
Right, but like you can always like park your army there and not build the base there. You can build the base somewhere else and still have your army in the high ground, I guess. I don't know.
But if you're already defending it with your armor, you might as well take the expansion. Unless you lose like the ground, like it shouldn't be too big of a problem here. I don't know. I think they both are reasonable choices. Exit is going to move out here though. 6 tanks. There's a lot of meat in this force here. No real vultures, no mind support. Just what if I take the big guns?
Yeah, Exit has done this a lot. Like attacked with these like small tank forces, and it's worked out a lot sometimes. I think this time like Protoss had no idea it was coming. The units are not quite all there, and I think these goons are in danger here.
I don't know.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, all right, never mind. I called that wrong. Protoss is going to clean that up. So Exit kind of throwing away a lot of cannons there. I think Protoss could probably get a 4th off of this.
This is a really, really big deal, actually. Exit lost all of his tanks. Tanks are super expensive, and they're kind of slow to build. They're hard to replace. I think Zen took the lead doing this move.
You're right. See the Arbiter tech on the way. And Zealot legs as well.
I do like the reaction Exit does to this. Is I think if you're Zen, you just kill off that. If you want to take your 4th, if you want to like hard tech up and use your time, you feel great. It's like, oh, just kill your 4th. You're not gonna attack me. And Exit just immediately goes up to 6 factory, planning for if he's gonna be behind, maybe just attack to punish that quick 4th. Like see if he can try to like make sure that Zen just can't get away with nothing here. Now, if it doesn't work out, it won't be great, but I think Exit's choice here makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he certainly is playing high risk, high reward at this point. And when you're this late in a series and you're both tired, it might be worth it. That being said, he stacks a couple of probes up at Zen's natural, so that does even it out a little bit, but there's still a huge, considerable worker lead.
Right. Oh, and I think, oh my god, look at this. The Nexus is the 4th base. Zen built it farther away because of the mine.
Yeah, that's offset for sure.
I think
he just doesn't care.
Well, I think maybe he just didn't realize because, like, it probably just looked like the whole row was blocked. That's really funny.
Yeah, it's not exactly what you're looking for, but that's just a rough situation.
Yeah, it's like one of those like Blizzard maps where a geyser is like 5 workers away for some reason, and the minerals are not lined up correctly.
I mean, what if that was Blizzard's intent the whole time? That optimal gas mine was supposed to be 6 probes. That's
exactly.
Why we put them
yeah. Like we want you to do zealots from versus Marines for the first like 5 minutes of every game. Like no fast tech, please.
Yeah, I mean the mine does see that there is this Nexus here, So knowing that there is the expansion, he got all these factories churn out a lot of units. See if Exit does want to prep up. It looks like he's fallen behind on worker production, even though he has been getting vultures in, trying to do a little bit of harassment here and there.
That is a wall? That is a wall? Are you serious? Are you kidding me?
That's a wall.
Oh my god, the vultures just went right between. Oh my god, this game. Wow, okay. I'm like, what the hell? The vulture's freaking out on the gas. It didn't even do like a ton of damage. Oh, well, never mind. Alright.
Yeah, that mine was juicy.
This game, dude.
Look at 40 chests with those mines earlier. The offset Nexus plus 3 Dragoon kills.
Wow.
Oh, god.
The thing that kills me is we still don't have an Arbiter Tribunal.
Oh yeah, it's been left behind. The tech has been frozen here while Zen deals with all these fires around the map. Oh, we have Protoss going in for attack and Sarah Natural. Don't know how I feel about this.
I hate it. I want him to stop immediately. You can see that Exit's like ready. He's making so many tanks playing that slow style. Like the fact that Zen had just moved across the map without having clear mines like pretty much at all once he got away from his own base. It's like it's gonna be a lot of tanks. It's gonna be hard to attack into this. You can slow down a third, I guess that'd be good, but like there's no third built, right? There's not even CC started.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very strong 2-base push build out of Terran.
If he's going to commit to it, he's got to make something happen. There needs to be value gained from it, because even right now, Zen is in a pretty strong lead with 4 mining bases.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is still opportunity for this muscle to go through. I was looking at maybe there's like some critical upgrade, but honestly, not really. Like, it just do get a certain amount of tanks that you feel good about, like, because he's not even flooding in vultures to like make this push make more sense anytime soon.
If this was 2-1 Terran Mech, I would be much more hopeful, but unfortunately it's still 0-1, and just one armory's working on armor.
I mean, he does get the one attack right now, so at least it's something. But ooh, look at this big engage. So many Dragoons here. The siege tanks do keep going back pretty far. All the Zealots are basically gone here. Zen knows better to try attacking that. Gonna back off, but still slowing this down, resetting the units a little bit. That's great for Zen right now as he's just letting these bases get their value.
Yeah, he's losing a couple of goons here and there, but, you know, he's got, what, 11 gateways back at home, I think? That's pretty good. And finally, we have that Arbiter tech starting to come through with an Arbiter on the way.
Well, finally, we got the move that I always like to see. You play a long series, these like mental games. Are you exhausted? Make some DTs. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the move.
All right, these armies are fighting in the middle of the map. Finally, we have a lot more Zealots here to help, and these tanks aren't sieged. They aren't protected by much of anything. Starting to look like a pretty good exchange here for the Protoss. Well, never mind. All right, he's going to have to run away from that. I really thought all these tanks were going to die.
As long as he's macroing,
they'll do a lot of damage, even when they're not sieged.
he just needs to hold this third high ground and continue macroing, and he's alright. Especially if he gets to pick off a few tanks. Like I said before, getting tanks is a big deal.
Oh my god, that mine drag. What was that? That was ridiculous. Yeah, DG did get cleaned up, by the way. But, oh, there's another one hanging out. I don't understand why Exit is still attacking. Like, it's just like these really small groups of tanks. That, Jesus Christ, these mine hits! Oh my god.
This is fantastic.
I just like that we've watched these guys play for an hour now, and they haven't even approached max because they keep fighting.
Yeah, I know. It's like Nexus Wars or whatever, like, you just build units and they march at each other, like...
Yeah, Brood War, the auto battler.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we're seeing right now.
It's impressive given their APMs are still high, 200 plus.
Yeah, these players, like, you know, we're seeing some questionable choices, but they're definitely still plugged in to the game here. Like, doing a good job keeping that APM high, spending their money. I said that is Zen hits over 1,000, but you know what I mean.
Hey, at this point, that seems pretty reasonable. It's 4-base economy, decent amount of pros. Like, I think that's pretty okay. And we do see Zen trying to poke around that third. Exit does finally take that next base, and they got plenty of SCDs there to mine. So I think Exit maybe finally going to cool off on the aggression just a little bit. We'll see. I don't think so, actually. Probably not.
No, immediately diving into a minefield. Yeah. Just now, the mana for a stasis is already gonna get one off. 2 tanks here in the front. I don't think it's enough to turn this fight around.
Without reinforcements? No, certainly not.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, as Zen's main has mined out, the natural is, you know, starting to run a little bit low. We gotta, like, work on getting these other mains, and there's already, like, vultures and mines in position at some of these other bases, so you can't just, like, throw a probe over there. When is Zen gonna try to clear out some of that area, or is he entered the mode where he just wants to get the attacks going too?
Well, if it's the latter, then hopefully he gets something done, because right now he's on a timer, because he needs a 5th base really to compete with Terran's 3, especially with the upgrades that their mech has.
Yeah, we want to see that a gateway explosion too, so you have 2 sources of units. We're seeing some kind of sneaky maneuver going down in the bottom of the map. I don't know what this is about. There's not the energy for recall. I think maybe Zen anticipated that Exit would have a 4th base down here, but that's not really in the cards.
Yeah, a recall sounds lovely. That would be a great move to open things up. And he's got 2 Stargate Arbiter production, so, that will be possible later. Is taking another base, but he's taking the mineral base? That mineral third? Why aren't you going for the natural or the main? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's even a Goot here to clean out mines in the top right. By clean out, I mean walk into.
Well, there's recall being researched at least, but EMP Shockwave is going to finish up reasonably soon. And Exit was actually doing pretty good with the EMPs, trying to keep the Arbiter energy down, so we'll see what ends up happening. Really prepping up, wants to go into this attack. A couple Zelts go forward, clear out some of these mines. And Exit stuff is very spread out. We'll see if it's going to be good. Vulture's going to move forward into a large line of Dragoons. Is that going to trigger the attack from Zen?
Well, I'm trying to go in here, but it's such a good position for Terran. I don't like it.
I would not attack into this if I were Protoss.
I mean, there's been a lot of attacks we've seen. It's like, I wouldn't attack here, and then they just do it anyway. So, you never know.
He's smart. He backed off. Instead, he's taken a 6th at the natural expansion to the top right.
Well, I do like just what Zen was doing, because he poked forward to see if there was a chance to attack the moment he got 100 energy for a stasis, and it decided against it. But still, you making use of things as soon as you can like that is a good way to maybe find an opportunity for a fight that could turn this game around.
Absolutely. You have to look for opportunity.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's just there and you take it.
Another Nexus being taken in the top right. This should be able to let him secure that other main as well. Plenty of room for extra gateways and stuff. He's nearing max pretty soon. Recall is done, about to hit 150 energy. So we'll see if there's going to be a move for that first Arbiter to try to get in there, get a recall off somewhere, which would at least maybe force Exit to get out of position on this 3rd base.
Right.
Which he needs to. He's definitely on the clock now that it's his last mining base available.
Seems like he's gearing up to take this a 3 o'clock base, maybe, or at least go on this large push right now.
Is this the biggest fake Lucas Arbiter bot with no energy? It's like floating around trying to bait, but there's a big fight in the middle here. Arbiter is around, gets these stasis off, but there's not that many Zelts at this point. Still so many tanks trying to do what they can. No other splash damage, not enough Zelt support, has to back off. Zen tries to force a fight, but doesn't have the muscle to get it done.
Yeah, those Zealots all got annihilated at once, just not quite enough to actually make it on top of the tanks. Now these Vultures, in characteristic style, are going to try to kill as many probes over here at these hidden bases as they can, but they're actually stuck on the cannons right now.
This is what I wanted to see from Zen, taking that top right main, adding on a lot of gateways behind it. So like they get near max again and really keep that economy going. This is looking like Zen's going to be in a great spot. As both players, their main and their natural are mined out now. You got to be thinking about that next step. And I don't know where Exit's going to go. I don't really want to see him try to go for the 9, I don't think. I think that's going to be very hard as positionally to hold that and hold the 3rd he has chosen. He's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good. Like this north path to that base is pretty rough, especially once there is a depot up, and it lets Terran kind of move between those 2 bases pretty quickly.
Ooh, look at the bottom.
Yeah, one of these
Arbiters going through. There's energy for a recall. So, maybe that would be it, or just trying to clear things up. But to confirm, there is no base at the 6 at least. Still Zealot down there. Come on, get a recall. I believe in you. I want to see it happen.
Oh, at the 4th.
There it is.
There we go.
Well, all the units are here.
Late.
There's so many units here to defend, though. It's just not going to make a difference.
It killed like a few SCVs, but I don't really think that was worth it.
No, it wasn't. I don't think so.
Yeah, I would like to see a strong stasis-based push out of Zen, because he was maxed out before at 200-200. You might as well just try to push in, dig into Terran's army, and force them to keep spending, since you have more bases than them.
Now, move out number 2 across the bottom. A lot of mines, though. If there's a recall, it is not going to go well. A lot of turrets here, going to turn around. Goes for the third straight to the middle line. Not that many units here, at least, so, going to get some damage done with this one. I think he wanted to go for main, not going to be enough, but look at exit, pushing straight up the middle. Going to be in a great position to attack some of these other bases as the game's about to get a little bit weird.
Yeah, that mineral-only base is being shut down. There's a huge Terran army kind of in the middle of all these Protoss bases. All these zealots are going to get right on top of these tanks.
At least there's still a decent amount of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the D-Matrix. Nice. That works, though. That CC at the third is in the red, probably going to get taken down unless he gets repaired, but easy to forget at this point in the game. I think both sides are about to take some reasonable losses, but these bases are, basically mined out, so it's not like they're super high value. Ooh, these arbiters flying into turrets.
Turrets, no.
That's a natural. The exit's still pushing forward. Not really gonna have a chance to reinforce the army, but if you think you got enough force behind it, why not continue? You got 3-2, big upgrades. You got the damage.
Now, see, there's just not enough gateways for Zen and the other mains that are on the map. So if Exit performs a successful contain here,
Oh, the
Zen's
Mind
gonna have
Dragon.
a really hard time.
It's 3 o'clock. I don't know. I think it's going to take Exit too long. Like, Exit's not really trying to push the issue too much. He's losing bases. Like, this is his last mining base right now.
Yeah, now that that's out of the picture, this is a different looking game.
Yeah, there's actually just a few units hiding in the main. There's like 20 probes on the gas right now, just trying to force Terran to come up this ramp. Never mind, the rallies are not fixed yet.
But still, Exit has lost a lot of SCVs, lost access to all this mining at this point. I think this is what we saw at the end of that game on Butter, too, just getting late into this game. Like, Zen finds a couple of these fights, gets in a good position, Exit starts bleeding out a lot of their supply. Now you see how far behind they are.
13 SCVs to 50 probes. That's all you need to know.
The mineral only has returned here, but starting to think. I mean, I'm not starting to think. I'm pretty sure that Zen has done this at this point. Like, make units out of these gateways on the top right, kind of sandwich these tanks to your natural, and then that's it for the army of Terran.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't want to be outlandish here. I think Zen's in the lead. I think he has a strong advantage.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I don't know, Terran. I don't know, guys. Terran's pretty strong. They got +3 attack.
Look from behind, so many goons. There's no zealots, but it's just, I think it's too many units. Tanks are strong, but they better not be this strong. But there's the reinforcements also.
I know I'm the optimist and everything, but now he's done so. Another almost 30-minute game, though.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, Zen is 1 game away from being the Tier 0 champion.
Alright, I got a message from Snipe. Unfortunately, that's the last game we had. Exit had to leave, so no!
What?
Zen gets the win at 1-0.
Oh, no. Okay. Zen is 0 games away from being the Tier 1 champion. Or
this
Tier
is
0.
not what the people want.
So this is the king of the fake out tournament. Like,
Yeah.
come on, this is the second one.
Oh, man.
Oh, how unfortunate.
That's amazing. Well, that is gonna be the cast. So
what a not climactic file.
oh no. That series is so good too. Well,
Damn, I want to see how that ended.
we don't have any like concrete CPL announcements to make right now, right? Like I don't we're not starting this week. We're starting next week, I think.
I don't know of things offhand,
Okay.
so we could just pitch the normal casting stuff we do Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We always cast more stuff. It will eventually be in the regular season, but we still got plenty of preseason we haven't covered yet. So if you like what we do on the channel, you can follow. You can check those out as we get in there. The season's going to be starting soon. Can't wait to cast matches that actually matter. But preseason is still a great time.
Yep. I mean, we might even still have the replays from this that we haven't casted yet. That being said, we are going to tune out. We're going to raid Terror. And then I'm going to bid you guys good night. There we go.
Good night, everyone.
Goodbye.
Yep.